Okay. What is it? It's Monday. We're back on a Monday. It's that time of the year again where we're getting this June content. We're summertime. We're getting some summertime. I think last summer was, I don't remember what last summer was. But we got content again. There's stuff going on. And you know, I gotta be honest, I don't read. I don't read two goods. And that leads me to not having enough knowledge of the High Republic, of a lot of the literature that's out there. So we're going to bring in some friends, and we're gonna keep it very mellow and keep things going because we need some information. There's a show coming out tomorrow night, afternoon. And we need some background because obviously my Jedi Survivor was not enough to give me any chronological background as to what's going on. So we're going to bring in some people that know what's up. We're going to bring in some other friends to come and hang out and get some educations and go on from there. So we're going to bring in Scotty. Scotty is the foremost expert in all things that are High Republic,
and I'm here to do my best.
And he is going to give us some information because I know enough to get me in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know enough. I know about the Nile. I know about some old Jedi that had a different what do we want to say? Had a different style because they weren't at war, or they weren't, it was a very mellow time, much like the episode 1 Jedi Council, more concerned with the politics and bureaucracy than a war or than hunting Sith. So yeah,
I hope we get into some of the politics of this. I mean, we're only about 100 or so years away from senates being formed, and
well, now let's talk about that. Let's start with some basic knowledge. So at this time in the galaxy, is there a Republic Senate? Is there a Republic? Do they call
there are representatives? I can't remember exactly what they called it, but if you give me a second, I will be able to probably figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we're going to figure out.
What I know, sorry, just because it came to me, is that there is a chancellor. Her name I cannot recall, but so there is somebody kind of in charge of the core. What do they call it? The core inner rim. Like what's so those systems do have somebody that's kind of pulling the strings as far as like a democracy is in place, or there is some form of voting, because I remember in the book what they're doing here is trying to build the hyperspace lanes in the outer rim.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Starlight Beacon's whole purpose is
the High Republic, is the Republic at this point in an infancy, so to speak. So it seems like the Jedi Order.
There is a Senate in Coruscant.
Okay, so there's a Senate in Coruscant. The Jedi Temple is obviously there.
And they're working on expanding into the Outer Rim territories.
Okay.
That's why the Nile are pushing back so much, because obviously they don't want that. There is no real Jedi presence, I feel like, in the Outer Rim as far as like the law is concerned.
So at this point, are the Jedi keepers of peace, or are they a religious cult, so to speak?
This is the time that Obi-Wan was speaking about, where there is a time of peace, and that the Jedi are the ones upholding this peace and justice, or however he described it in the OT. We're in that period right now.
Okay, so in this time there, I mean, obviously there's no this is much like the OT vibe, so to speak. So
yeah,
so
prequel
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go out to negotiate a trade dispute, right? When they are initially going out there, and that's why there's just two of them. There's no army, right? The Republic doesn't have an army. It has the Jedi to keep the peace. So whenever there are matters that cannot be handled locally, the
Mhm.
Jedi are sent out to resolve the issue. Um, if nothing else, to force the issue to be resolved, right?
Yeah.
So,
And the biggest focus of the first couple phases of the books is hyperspace expansions and the fact that the Nile can seemingly jump from these points. Like they
so is
describe
there
it
no
as how a dragonfly moves. It's not in a linear direction. They can come in and out of like hyperspace kind of how they want. And it's a lot of detail, but basically what it comes down to is this one female. She is a Santeca is her last name, and she has an ability where she can visually see these outcomes for them and plot these points for the Nile. So the Jedi are hand in hand with the Republic trying to figure out how they're doing it, and they also have another guy who is building an algorithm amongst all these like drones that they have, satellites. So once that algorithm is completed, they have the same ability that the Nile do. So at some point, hyperspace becomes like this thing that just the villains have a power to do, and we also have the technology to be able to match it. I think all
so
that gets destroyed at some point because
at
I
this
know Starlight Beacon does get nixed. But I'll
so
stop rambling because I know there was a
no,
lot.
no, 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 that's fine. So at this point in the Republic, in the galaxy at this point,
Hmm.
the Jedi only travel at sublight?
They, from the trailers, what it looks like is that they
I
have
haven't
those ships.
I haven't watched anything.
Okay.
I've watched
In
very little. I know about the whips
Mhm.
everybody's crying about, and
Hyperspace is
we'll
definitely
get to
something I
the
think that ships can do, similar to like the prequels where they
yeah,
have
we'll
the
get to the
station it can
poo
lock
tears
onto.
later on,
Mhm.
but
So
yeah, I
they
mean,
can do subspace and they can do hyperspace for sure.
okay, so
They were doing that in battles and everything too. So,
okay, so
mhm.
uh perhaps short jumps
Yep.
might be the thing,
Yep. The
and
main thing is like the Jedi and Republic want to put a staple in the outer rim, a hub for the
y-
law to be able to start to give some organization to the people who live in the outer rim. Like the outer
yep,
rim is in worse condition now, I believe, than what we would see in the OT. Like there is no trade. Like I think a lot of systems are isolated without
suppressed.
the ability to communicate between each other. So they're starting to try to build this economy out there, basically, and bring
Okay.
wealth and prosperity where it's already existing in the
So
inner
this
rim.
is why it's easy for the Sith cult to hide, because
Yes.
there is
Outer
no
rim is
hollow net, so to
wild
speak.
space, basically.
There is no
Some areas.
communication in the outer rim. It's a lawlessness. It's the Wild
Mhm.
West before the Wild West was the Wild West.
Yeah. The Jedi respond when they're called to. And I don't think they're like patrolling necessarily until Starlight Beacon is up. But then like the Nile really push like what their agenda is. I don't know what happens, honestly. Like, yeah, I don't think, I'd be interested to see. I hope that the show mentions them either as a used to be threat or a now controlled. We know they ran to such and
Mm.
such place. But I'm not really sure what happens with the Nile as of yet.
Well, I mean, based on what we've seen, the contradictions are out there about, what's going on with, where we're at in time. There's a lot of confusion. I feel like
Hmm.
these stories are not necessarily going to intersect the time that we have been spending a duration of the last 50 years,
Hmm.
in a specific 50-year to 60-year time frame. So it seems like we're far enough out where there could be some names mentioned
Hmm.
that we recognize, but we may not see those characters on screen. So for instance, we know that Yoda and Yaddle were around during these times. Potentially, I heard
Yes.
rumors that we will not see them.
Hmm.
There are other species that live hundreds of years that are not humanoids that have the lifespan of whatever 100 years, whatever the
There's a
oldest
guy.
humanoid.
His name is Partir Vetter, Veter. He is also someone who's on the prequel Jedi Council, and he is shown in like one of the first High Republic comics with Yoda. That's how
Okay,
they introduced these two guys, and it's really cool. The High Republic era is the era that they discovered Bacta. So
right,
Bacta is actually a new technology that they're starting to kind of like hone in on and how to heal people and stuff like that.
interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, it's within this 200 years before the events of the original trilogy.
I think they'll keep that vague enough as well, because surely they don't want us to pinpoint like, okay, it is Plagueis, or okay, it is his
Well,
master. I
that's
think
the
they want to
ultimate
keep that
question.
as vague as they can until the very last, like, haha, gotcha moment.
Well, potentially not even in the first season. I mean, from what I've been reading, Acolyte is already canceled before it's even started.
All right,
So
we get into that whenever you
I
want.
I was gonna wait for some others, but I mean that's just the rumors that I've been hearing all over the place, is that tomorrow's the only day we're gonna see it and it's already canceled. So I don't know. I don't know what kind
Hmm.
of madness is going on here, um but yeah, I mean ultimately look, this is going to be, there's a lot of stuff that's that there was a lot of slavery during these times because obviously the outer rim was this lawless place, right? um and
Hmm.
I know that I'm going to go through some of the complaints over this time and kind of see if we can bat those down a little by little. But the one that makes me giggle the most, and when I say giggle I mean like
Hmm.
right, is um are the lightsaber whips, right? And
Hmm.
so
And
uh
I would just like anybody, before
oh,
we get here.
Turkey, I'm so glad that somebody came in with the poo attitude.
Well, what
Um,
I want to say is that people who do have a opinion about the show, I would just appreciate one example of a reason why you believe,
sure, sure.
or what's pointing you in that direction, just so that I have
Well,
a
I
talking
could tell
point.
you why.
Because
I
when
could tell
someone
you why.
says
Hold on,
something like, it's canceled already, like
hold on,
I
hold on.
don't have anything really to respond on that. I
It's
need to,
either it's
you know,
either it's either hold on. I can answer this beforehand. Let me see it. Let me venture some guesses really quick. It's going to be because it's Disney Star Wars.
I feel
That's
quiet compared to you.
that's always an oldie but goldie. Number two will be the silver medalist is it's a Kathleen Kennedy show, and Kathleen Kennedy sucks.
Mm,
Three will be it's a Leslie show, and her woke agenda is going to ruin the show. The first, the first out of the podium would be in fourth place is going to be it's an all female show and it's all woke, go woke, go
mm.
broke. So and to round off the top five, lightsaber whips. So
All
it's
right, I
got to
guess.
be one of
Yeah,
those are
yeah,
my top five. Derpy,
put it
please
together.
let us know which of those top five it probably is, or if it's something else, I would like to add it to the list. Um, Look, I understand that there's always going to be a section of the fandom that's much like anything in the world, right? There's always going to be a percentage of people that are gonna not be interested in whatever show or gonna say this show sucks or this is gonna be awful. But I mean, I've talked to a couple people that have seen the preview. Um, they're excited, but then again, we're all shills, I guess.
Hmm.
So, um, I don't.
I mean, there's so many intriguing things about the show, and the one of the most hype trailers from a video game, in my opinion, is the one about the two brothers that are twins. This twin setup in this is crazy. Like the whole acolytes that they're a part of. Like, you got to watch some of these trailers, bro. Like, there's
Oh
some
man, I
possession.
mean, they give so much away in trailers.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
like a
watch the
very
trailers.
specific
There's
scene I
so
want to
much.
talk about with this Wookiee, bro.
Ugh.
But
Okay, we'll
yeah,
watch them. We'll watch them in a
no,
bit.
I mean, it's
We'll wait a few. We'll wait. We'll wait another 15. We'll see if
yeah,
Mr. Double Whammy is going to be able to make it.
the
But look,
twin stuff with the Jedi taking one child and not both, like that is a trope that I hope Star Wars continues to explore.
wasn't
Like, I hope it's something that happens in Dawn of the Jedi. You know what I mean? Like,
wasn't
the
that basically
balance.
what one of the Visions episodes was basically about?
Yeah, it's
You
always
know,
kind of a thing.
that you take one and not
Mhm.
the other, and you value one and not the other, and it's usually
But
the
that's something
wrong
the
one
Jedi
in the
did,
end.
bro.
And
Like,
I mean, look, I got issue with it. You know,
that's
everybody,
what sets this whole character up on her path.
yeah. I mean, everybody talks about, oh, it's so woke, it's this and that, and it's like, okay, well,
Mm.
but on the other side, Luke was chosen and not Leia. There's
Mhm. They've literally done every set of twins. They've done the brother sister. They've done
yeah. I
two
mean, look,
brothers. Now they're doing two sisters. Like, it's, I don't know. I like it, man. I'm a twin father, so I guess I'm a little biased there. But like the difference that you see within kids and the love that they're still gonna have for their twin, even if they turn to the dark side, like that shit's compelling for me.
yeah. I mean, look, it's
There's no more connected blood than twins. You know what I mean?
but I guess that's no. I mean, that's the concrete way of building an opposite to what you're trying to create, right? I mean, that's that. If you take one and do one, the other, has a jealousy or a
Mhm.
desire to outperform.
Yeah.
And so it's a slippery slope. Look, with these stories that were being, okay, so let's check it out. The
Hmm.
director's past work is number one for me. I'm gonna watch the first two episodes, but I have no hopes. It's a specific targeted audience of fans that will like this particular series. Okay. Um, okay, a particular set of a particular audience. Now, are you specifically talking to a shill audience? Are you talking about a specific gender? Are you talking about a specific sexuality? Are we talking about a particular political group? Give me some more specifics. Let's come at this from the angle you want to talk about it from. Let's do that real quick. Since we have Derpy's attention, let's do that really quick. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up.
That's been a lot of the focus for a lot of
Let's
the
see.
criticism, and it's just that material. A lot of the material is not for the older crowd. It's for this generation of kids that are reading comics, who are going to school with kids who are non-binary, and
The
growing
Acolyte.
up in different times. There's a
What?
lot of that, but again, like even George Lucas himself recently has said that the universe has always been, like, his goal has always been to portray equality. There's aliens everywhere within Star Wars, and we don't know
Okay.
if they're male, female. He's like, that's not ever what Star Wars has been about. And I feel like a lot of the people who criticize like the agenda stuff, it's like they focus on it a lot more than the people who are just like glad it's a part of the story. It's not even the whole story for them. They're just glad it's in there. I don't
Right,
think they're
right,
trying to
right.
ruin people's takes on Star Wars. And I don't think a lot of it's been put in our face. Like, I don't think it's been too heavy-handed.
I
So
can't say that I've seen a lot of her work as I mean,
Russian Dolls is like her
Russian
biggest
Dolls
thing
was
she's done, and I've never
Rush,
heard anyone say anything bad about it.
Russian Dolls was kind of cool. But I
Mhm.
also dig that actress. I think that she's a lot of fun because
And she's in this. She
she's
is
kind
playing Vernestra Rowe,
um
Rebecca. What's
she's
her
a
name?
loudmouth, right? So I kind of do it. Um, let's see. Okay, so this is more
Rebecca
designed for the
Anderson.
shills then. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, at this point, I think everything's designed for the shills. I mean, if a large part of the fan base has just written it off, or told Disney to go fuck themselves, or told this particular person or that particular person that they suck or that they're a shitty producer or any of that, I totally get it. that means that anybody that doesn't have your perspective is the shill then, right? Because that's basically how things are navigated these days, especially in the Star Wars community, right? If you're not with me, you're against me, right? If you're not, like, that's the way it is, right? If you're not a grifter and hate everything, or hate most of it, or hate at least Disney Star Wars, because that's not real George Lucas Star Wars, then you're a shill, right? I mean,
And I mean, honestly, the biggest thing she's done is the Russian Dolls show. So
Russian Dolls was a lot of fun. It was
if
a
someone
great.
has if someone has seen that entire show, I have not, and they're like, yeah, she's gonna suck, she's gonna be terrible at it. I have to value their opinion more than mine because I
But
don't know her work.
but at the same
I'm
time,
just judging her based on the fact of how much of a fan she is and how much of the
we'll
I'm
see.
telling you, every Easter egg in this show will be Old Republic. I don't think she's going to touch prequel or anything else. I think
I
we
mean,
want to go further back because some of the next projects coming up, really, let me finish. Some of the next projects coming up are Dawn of the Jedi. So
right,
we are working our way backwards. I
right.
don't think it's going to touch any OT, barely any prequel stuff. I'll be honest.
And
Until
well,
later seasons.
that leads me to my point here is that for a decade, for a full decade now, people have, or more potentially, but for at least a full decade, people have been screaming, "Get us out of the Skywalker era.
A lot of
Get us
people.
get us out of this little era. Go far in the future or far
Mhm.
in the past and get us away from these characters." And they do just that. Literally, they do exactly what you guys are asking for, right? You said, "I don't want you to mess up my OT trilogy," right? That's the complaint. You're
Mhm.
gonna fuck up my OT trilogy. You're gonna mess up my OT trilogy. So just stay away from it. And so they listen. Granted, they're doing some other stuff in there that I'm sure that people don't like, but they're
Mhm.
listening to what you're saying and saying, "Okay, you want to get away from that. We're gonna probably back off the Ray movie for a bit. We're gonna focus on Dawn. We're gonna focus on Acolyte. We're gonna focus on most of the pre stuff." And then they do exactly that 100%, and it's not good enough. It's not the right stuff. So, but you can't be mad that they're not doing what you want in the time you want. We're going further back.
We do have
Yeah,
to build up to it too,
but
I mean,
it's just
for
it's
the general public, there
but
has to be some
but
build up.
because we're not starting where you want to start from, right? That's the argument. That's
I actually think where a lot of it has started already was Andor. There were tons of Old
I
Republic
thought so too, but everybody
Easter
shit
eggs
on
in
that, even though
Andor.
it was fantastic because there were no lightsabers.
Another
Because
thing
they
that
were always
excites me about the show, I don't know if you've seen this, but the budget is on par with what Andor was. So hopefully Disney is doing that shit that that Bobby Boy is talking about with focusing on the quality over the quantity. So maybe the budgets will increase,
well, look, okay,
RIP Kenobi. Sorry, the budget wasn't there
okay.
for
I,
that.
I wasn't I
But
wasn't going to go into this, but you brought it up, so let's
I
go
think
into
we should. I think budget
it.
means a
Okay,
lot when
okay,
it comes to
okay,
Star Wars. You need to treat everything, even if it's not a movie, you got to treat that shit like a movie.
okay. But they did. And this is where fans get
In
lost, right?
Andor, and a lot of
No,
people like Andor.
no, with Andor had a great budget.
Mhm,
Acolyte has a great budget. Ahsoka had a great budget, right?
mhm,
Yeah, there's a lot of Old Republic stuff in there.
mhm.
But we can go through that also. Okay, this is a stupid ass
Yeah.
argument. Okay, this is a stupid argument, and I'm gonna
Go on.
okay, when you do a show or a movie or however you're gonna whichever pie slice you're gonna take here, okay, to say this is the argument is a stupid ass argument because they did Kenobi twice. So that entire budget of shit they did before, basically completing most of a movie or show or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be, initially an anthology,
Mhm,
right? They take
mhm.
a big budget that they used for that. They didn't draft a new giant budget when they started shooting Kenobi with Deborah. So you're getting the scraps from
Mm.
the original budget and whatever scraps are left over from any other show, right? So that 860 million or whatever for Kenobi, that was scraps because they didn't want to put out an inferior show. And with an $80 million or $60 million budget, they knocked it out of the fucking park.
So it's like reshoots?
No,
They're
dude.
really shitty
They
last
had an
words,
entire
but to put it
show.
in general.
They had an entire show written and shot an entire movie or show or a huge portion of it. You're talking about writing, casting, directing, acting, all of this stuff that they're paying for, and then all of a sudden they're like, this is trash. Like, this is I believe this was the project where Kenobi showed up at the end of the show or the movie, and they're like, this is trash, start again. And he had to use what was remaining.
But they said that about Duel of the Fates too. Damn it.
Just saying, dude, there's a lot more with Kenobi. There's a lot more controversy and a lot more stuff that happened behind the scenes.
That is true.
Than what people actually saw, because it was supposed to be an anthology, but people shit on Solo. So in the middle of the Kenobi bullshit, they're like, whoa, this is trash. If we put this out after putting out Solo, they're gonna send us to Town Square, right? We're gonna be in Town Square with the townspeople and pitchforks. So we can't do this. They restructured Kenobi, brought in a whole new writing team, got a new director, and we got the show we got, right? So it's not that they blew it, it's that they didn't want to blow it, and this budget was the scraps of that.
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing, the Acolyte show at least has a showrunner, has a direction. It's always been that direction. From what I understand, there's a lot of control. I mean, Leslie's name dropping people like Pablo Hidalgo if she has questions. So, but I'm just saying, at least there is a control point, and I feel like it's far enough away from everything that it's going to be enough of a solo project. Hopefully, people can remove some biases and give it a chance.
Leslie has done a couple different shows, and I watched a little bit of Single Drunk Female, but it hit too close to home when you're former drunk. So I didn't see a lot of her other stuff. What is Almost Family? Is that a okay? That's a Fox TV show. Probably didn't watch it.
And it's like they have brought in other directors, and people have been like, "Oh my God, it's Robbie Rod. That shit's gonna be crazy." And then Robbie Rod himself. So it's like, just give it a chance, bro.
Biggest disappointment ever.
Yeah,
Robbie Rod doing Boba was the biggest disappointment in modern day Star Wars. That's all I'm saying, right? So look, and this is
everyone has their line.
This is what most people are willing to give it, and if this is what the shills got to see, then I guess the point I've always made with these things is, number one, don't listen to the media or the social media hype or dismay for a show until you've witnessed it for yourself. Not seeing something for yourself is the most ignorant thing you can do, and then forming an opinion of something you've never seen or witnessed or experienced, that's an ignorant statement. So don't be ignorant. Watch it. If you're gonna do something, do yourself a favor and give a show its entirety, because watching the beginning of Boba would have been like, oh, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, and then halfway through it you're like, nah, I don't like it. I mean, at least finish it, so you're judging the entire body of work, right? Either watch it all or don't watch any. It's like hitting 16, either do or don't. There is no middle, right? So yeah, that's my only suggestion, Derpy, is do yourself a favor and either do or don't. Like, don't straddle the line. Give it a full go. And if you hate it, you hate it. Then you have more ammunition in your hopper to feed the hate fire that's living inside you for it. If it's really that awful.
There is a lot of good stuff hidden in the High Republic too. So I think there'll be a lot of things that'll surprise people.
Well, and the one thing I've heard people complain about is, so, and this is kind of what I want to get into with you, because you've been more in the High Republic than most people. So the saber whip has everybody's panties in a knot. Right? I mean, their boxers, their briefs, their their thongs, whatever they're wearing, their panties are twisted about this saber whip. Now, forgive me, but basically it looked like to me, now I could be an ignorant shit here, but it looked like to me that a lightsaber whip looks strikingly and operates strikingly like a Zargarian whip.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Fuck's a Zycarian? What the hell?
The Zargarians are the slavers in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
So you didn't watch all the Clone Wars. And
Nope.
so
Ain't nobody got time for that.
during the Clone Wars, the Zargarians are slavers. And so they are kind of have Wolverine looking
Yeah.
crowns and masks and all that shit. And they're slavers. And so Anakin goes on this mission to get somebody back from their capture.
Side quest of the week. Yeah.
And side quest of the week. And okay.
I don't want you to go down too much of a rabbit hole because
this,
it really isn't that
this is a rabbit. This is a rabbit hole I feel needs to be gone down. I know it seems like it's not.
What we need to know about Vernestra Rowe is that she was the youngest Jedi Knight, age 16. She's essentially the Anakin of the High Republic Jedi.
Oh.
And her saber can be a saber and a whip. So she was able to add a device within her hilt to manipulate the crystal in a way that it can become a whip, or it could also be used as a saber. So she's the only person to ever be able to, manipulate the crystal's energy that way.
Okay. Well, and that's the kind of stuff.
And it's a purple crystal. I don't know how attached to like the Mace Windu of it all with the colors they'll be. I know another channel has cited that the yellow may be temple guards, and because of the number of Jedi, that's why so many of them have yellow sabers, because it is a pretty prominent color during that time. But I think it would be very cool if they are only for the guardians of the temple.
Okay.
The sentinels, if you will.
So, if you will, I refer back to episode
talking about this Clone Wars stuff. You got to educate me on it.
Oh well. I mean, that's a long conversation.
This is the episode that you're talking about, I believe. So
correct. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we are going to switch sides to over here. So that
okay, I like this.
Okay, so this is we're just going to go bit by bit, but this is basically a scene from Clone Wars, and you notice that there are whips that these Zargarians use that are energy-based weapons, and they look very similar to
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you probably don't want to get wrapped up by a saber whip, though.
My point is,
Someone's getting cut off.
These may be a variation, a low-powered version of it.
Yes.
They're basically taser whips is basically exactly what they are.
I like that.
And so my point being is we've seen technology similar to this already in the Clone
Wars. They're using that against Jedi.
Jedi, yeah. Against Anakin and Obi-Wan. And you can see Obi-Wan laying assed out behind the Targaryens right there. So
now these do have some sort of a metal conduit kind of in the middle there, right?
Just like a lightsaber.
So it isn't essentially plasma. Like it isn't.
It could be. It could be. So my point being is we've seen technology similar to a saber whip. What would be the difference between this that is George Lucas's Star Wars, that is George Lucas's Clone Wars, that is George Lucas written, than this being the saber whips?
Well, didn't Darth Talon also have saber whips? She was a Legends. Someone else had a saber whip.
My point being is that this outrage leads me back to what I am basically the train of momentum that I am on right now with the poo.
Yeah.
Right. This is another example of personal outrage hunting. Yeah. This is another example of pulling a clip from a trailer and expressing your distaste for something by finding one thing to personally be outraged about.
Outraged!
No, it was
They're poo. So yeah, I don't think this is a complaint. I don't think this is a thing. I think it's kind of cool. We'll see how they use it.
it was the Night Sisters actually that had saber whips.
We saw that in the Bad Batch as well. Yeah, there's all kinds of examples of these weapons. So the tears from the poo. I mean, you know, I poo tears. You know, it is what it is, man. I can't.
Tears sounds like nightmare fuel.
Poo tears. That's what they are. They're poo. They're poo, and they're crying about something, and they're outraged about something, and so their poo tears are watering my lawn right now because it's so goddamn entertaining to watch the poo. Sith lady had a light whip, so there you go.
So you know, but so what I've heard, again, I've just heard this thing because people have seen a lot of this stuff, and I don't know if it's even in this, but there's going to be a new type of saber that we actually have never seen before, and it's not the whip confirmed by Leslie. So there's going to be some other shit, and bro, we've seen what they've done in Visions with the goddamn umbrella. The umbrella saber.
But again, I feel like,
so I'm real curious what this one is that they're hiding in their bag.
I understand, but that's also like a one-off. That's also like something that they're not considering canon. They're letting these Japanese in these short houses.
Yeah, true with that stuff.
Do their stuff. So like when I see a Sith, a live action Sith or a legit animation in Bad Batch break out in a saber umbrella, then I'll get pissed. But until then, I again, that's just a Japanese interpretation of something cool, and I'm all about it. Supposedly, there's 8 episodes of this season, and hopefully, people will watch the entire duration. And look, this is where Netflix, this is where Stranger Things, this is where they win in this regard because they release everything at once. They get all the viewership out right away. Nobody's waiting weeks on weeks, crying about this, crying about that. The poo wouldn't have anything to be outraged about because they get the whole thing in one time. Wouldn't give them a week to cry their poo tears. So I feel like in that regard, Netflix and I don't think Stranger Things would be Stranger Things if they release week to week. I don't think people would have stuck around that long.
Yeah.
If you had to wait week to week to find out what happened and what who's the monster and what it is week to week for that long on a show that moves kind of slow in the first season, they would have got the same shit that all of the other shows get. But because Netflix is brilliant and releases everything at once, which Disney should do. I mean, just why you're aiming for that monthly membership, just release it all. Just let it all out. Why nickel and dime people? Just get out there. You got them. They're going to come back. Look, this is what I keep complaining about this too. I keep talking about this too. Stop saying you're going to stop covering Star Wars if you're not going to stop covering Star Wars.
But they're just I'm just covering the news. The news about Star Wars. Bullshit.
If you're gonna say I'm not gonna cover Star Wars, that Star Wars is dead, that Star Wars sucks, then stop covering Star Wars. But you can't get away from the click because you're poo.
Yeah,
you're a personal outrage hunter. You're in it for the clicks. You're not in it for the love. Yep. I'm sorry, not sorry. Hamburger.
Rage engagement.
Oh, it's just poo, man.
Yeah,
it's just
I think
poo.
they've already screened the first 4 episodes, and I'm assuming that then the last 4 is the shit's gonna pop off. I hope there's secrets like they had in, they kept Luke Skywalker a secret the whole time. Like I want some reveals like that. I think we're gonna get Yoda eventually. I think he will show up.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always hidden secrets. Look, man, I get fired up because if you're gonna say I'm not gonna cover Star Wars and then you cover Star Wars, you're a liar. I mean, just admit it. Come out and admit it. I'm addicted to the clicks, and the only way I get clicks is by being poo.
Some people just need to take the Barrage vow,
and that's it.
From the Force for a couple months.
Well, talking the Barrage vow. We're talking about Luke again. Now here we go back to the outrage, giving the outrage hunter something to reach, right? That's
Mhm.
basically what Luke does in the sequels. Yes?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
And we see and hear about that in this era of Star Wars, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's now being brought up in all eras of Star Wars.
Excellent. Let's talk about that in the High Republic. Who has stepped away from the Jedi Order, stepped away from the Force, stopped using the Force in the High Republic era that we could possibly run into?
I mean, I think a character you haven't watched trailers, so there's
And watch
speculation.
anything. So say
think-
anything. Say everything.
I think that the Wookiee Jedi in this
Oh.
has already done that.
So you
Because
think
of
they're going to get him to help?
so there's a scene in the movie when they meet this cult.
All right,
of
you know what?
people.
Fuck it. You know what? Fuck
You
it.
got to watch it because
we're-
they literally possess one of the Jedi's eyes, and his eyes turn black. And last week on my stream, I talked about how the black eyes are symbolic of those villains we saw in the Eclipse canceled
Oh,
game trailer.
You're going back
I'm
to the
still
Eclipse.
going to
Oh,
those
you're
guys.
back going
I'm
back.
still
to the
going
well.
to the well.
All right.
Because there's this greater evil out there we don't know about, man. I'm telling you.
We're gonna present.
But so in the scene, this young Jedi, I even want to say he's a Padawan. His name is Tobin. His eyes get possessed black, and then there's clips of the Jedi fighting the Wookiee.
All right. So
you
do
know,
we
the
want to
main guy's
go? Do we
soul.
want to go official trailer? Like,
If you haven't seen any of it, man, I would
I don't
definitely
think
break
I've
it
seen
down
any
with
of
you.
it. All right. So
if you're willing, I'll break it down with you.
So we're gonna go 2 months ago. Is that the first one? We're gonna say
Potentially,
from Star Wars. Here, we'll go to Star Wars' website. Or
Mhm.
holy
Because
shit.
that's the main scene that I'm really
Could you hear
curious
that or not?
about. I did.
Okay, good. That's what I was. Okay, I can turn this down a little bit.
It's like the only scene I'm curious
And
about.
they usually don't throw a fit if you're watching trailers. You usually don't get
Yeah, if you're
hit if
talking
you're-
about it,
if
breaking it
you're
down.
using trailers,
sure.
and breaking it down.
I did it
I
on
always
mine
get
and-
nervous because when I go to monetize, they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
this," and
I
I'm like-
know. hmm
It's like, dude, I'm breaking in the
Once a week, yeah. Like, give me a break.
It's like, dude, yeah, come on. Okay.
I feel you.
It's just it's a frustrating experience. The tube, trying to find a happy medium. Okay, so this is. Let's see. Let's break it down. Let's just go to this.
Yeah, you could pause it anytime you want to throughout it too, man. We'll just talk about it. There's a lot.
Come on, Farina. Come on.
Chat, you guys know the scene I'm talking about? Have you guys seen the trailer?
Reload. Okay.
This Wookiee go crazy, bro.
Okay. I think I saw parts of this one, but we'll go anyway. Okay.
Close your eyes.
Yep, they're saying this is like
Your eyes
what's her name as a child here too.
deceive you.
So which one? The dark.
Right in the back there. Yep, she's kind of in this scene.
So you're talking about this one, or
Nope, one of the twins. Keep going a little bit further. Yeah, she's in here. I know it because this guy said that he trained her as a kid.
so it okay. Oh, so is that her right here?
Yeah, the furry thing with the beard. Yep. That's her. You got it.
Deceive you.
Like and subscribe for more great breakdowns of trailers. Keep going, you
must not
bastard.
trust them.
Look, I didn't see her. I was looking for her.
I know you keep skipping around, you shit.
Okay.
Right
Oh,
there.
Right there. Her.
Right there to the right. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Regardless, quick flash.
We
Being trained
must
by this
not
guy.
Trust them.
Also, this planet looks like the video game.
This
my
does
opinion.
look. This looks a lot like Kobo.
And I hope to God, like, I'm
Could this-
telling you, there got to be juice in the show. There has to be.
Could this be Kobo? I mean, because what did we see?
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
There's more. They show a lot of this place.
Tell me.
Okay, so she is right here in
Yes.
in this. No, not the no.
Or over
She's over
here
here.
with the
She's to the
braids.
left,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
with the braids.
Yep.
Okay.
What comes into your mind?
Yeah. They show what comes into her mind too, I think.
And that's the other sister. This is the
No,
The-
keep going. This is going to be Carrie Ann Moss.
no, but this is the other sister though.
Oh,
This-
yeah. This
this is
fight.
the evil twin theory. Right.
Mhm.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
And that's
Jeez.
her.
Yeah. She's like, My childhood was not the same.
They got me later than they got you.
Yeah. I kind of had to go.
Okay, and that's supposed to be the little girl that said life or balance, right? This is one of the
So
young.
that's what I'm not sure about. Is
It
it
seems
if
like
she
this
was
is a
trained as a
flash forward.
Jedi and then leaves, or if it's her twin sister who's pissed off that they took her still?
No, but it seems like so. Just in the couple seconds that I've seen this,
Mhm.
if we're going to be flashing forward, okay. So if we see the youngling sister trained by the Jedi, that gives us a timeline right there. Now we
Mhm.
jump forward to the twin now in the bar right here with our Trinity,
Mhm.
right? So at this point, it's a flash forward to the future. She's a Jedi about the same age. It seems like this is the friend in the Jedi Order of the twin, and they're about to go to battle, right? So it seems
Someone that
like
the twin knew.
yeah, one
What
of
are you saying?
the youngling friends, right? Because they all grow up in these they all grow up in these little packs, right? They the classes, if you will, right?
Right.
Ahsoka was in one in between like Anakin's and Kanan Jarrus or Caleb Dune,
Mhm.
right? So there's these classes of age brackets that kind of graduate as Jedi together.
Right.
And so it seems like that's how they're playing this first scene is that here's them as little kids, here's her going after the dark sister 20 years later, 15 years later, whatever that. Right? She sees her, sees, they now could this be the friend in the Jedi Order too? Having
I'm
got
kind of lost at what you're talking about. So you're gonna have to like
okay, so this is
break
this
that
young
down.
lady with the braids right here, our friend with the braids
Right.
right here
I
is
believe she's the twin that was left,
okay.
not taken.
Okay, so that was my question.
I think.
That was where I was going. Is this the taken twin or is this the friend twin that was in the Jedi Order with Trinity and that went away from the order? Is my question.
Right. So that's why I'm not sure. We don't
That's
know
okay.
if
I don't know.
we don't know if the twin that was taken and trained, if she left or right. We don't know.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So this is where we're at.
Mhm.
This could very well be two friends that train together going to battle like Barriss and Ahsoka. Is my point. This is two potentially, or this
This
is
Jedi could have trained her absolutely if it's the same
or
twin.
or
Yeah.
the dark sister could have
Yep.
this could be the dark Sith sister or the dark sister.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
that's where I was getting at. This is one of the twins with
Mhm. If you
either
keep going to the scene where they're younger, but yeah, this fight's cool.
choreography looks dope. I mean, choreography looks a lot like the Matrix.
Yeah, and Amandla does all her own.
And I
Amandla does all
love
her own
that
stuff.
shit because those
Yep.
Matrix fights were just gangster. And you do that shit with lightsabers, like
This
like-
girl did actual knife fight training was the first thing she
oh,
did.
and we know
She's in that one video talking about the creation and how like the first day she literally was just striking like basic like XYZ strikes and built her way up to being able to do all this. So
and well,
she was trained in hand to hand.
you know that that Trinity knows how to do that kind of stuff from the Matrix. So
Yes.
she's
I think that's why she was cast.
her and Keanu continued their art form well after the Matrix movies stopped. So
So I don't know if this is just a Wikipedia thing because it was in Star Wars Explained video, but you're the movie guy. So Dead Star Walking, does that mean anything to you in the biz?
no.
So it was referenced in Star Wars Explained video as a trope where they will cast a big name actor, someone who is known for their martial arts
let them die.
expertise to elevate that character's physical prowess. And now if she's killed by this dark sider, it would mean more than if it was just one of the nameless Jedi. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
If that's an industry term, that's an industry term I've never heard, but cool.
yeah, I was like, that's gotta be a Wikipedia thing.
Well,
But I
cool.
think
If
unfortunately, I think this Jedi doesn't make it very
if it's
far.
coming from Star Wars Explained, it's probably Wikipedia. So,
Yeah, so
Wokepedia.
I had never heard of it, but
yeah, so
thought it was interesting.
it looks like the Matrix. It seems like a lot of the stunt work is a lot of Matrixy with
Yeah.
old.
Yep.
Someone is killing Jedi.
Okay, so yeah, it seems like either she's out of the order or this is bad sister.
Now that dude, that scene, he looks like he's like Obi-Wan ready. If you strike me down, I'll become more powerful. He literally doesn't even react.
That's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, bro. He's just like, fine, now's my time.
or it's more like to me, it seems like that's more like Vader with every Cal Kestis, with Seer, with Riva. Just I don't with Ezra. I don't
Yep.
need the Force. I can just right. I can feel every morsel of your body. I can feel every muscle. I can feel every metachlorine in your body. I know what's coming, and I can just stop you whenever I want. That's what it seems like to me. This seems like a moment when it's like master and apprentice kind of levels of knowledge. Like, oh, I don't need to block you. I don't need to draw a saber. I don't need to draw anything. What's cool is she's killing without sabers. That's what's really cool. And that's okay. So people were talking before. That's what makes this so interesting is
because she's able to take these people out.
It's a who done it. Cool, whatever. But the coolest part is she's killing these guys without lightsabers, which would conclude why she would stay hidden, why they would stay hidden from the masses. Very interesting. Is that
so?
That
Amanda, she's the same little girl from Hunger Games. It's so crazy to me. Yep.
Loved her.
Yep. So another thing, like, because Charles Soule comic, that's something we both shill for.
I shill the shill for shills for
I don't think that this
Charles
is
Soule. I still think his name should be
yeah, I don't know how to say it. I've never heard him say his own name either.
That's why I hope it's Soule, because it would make me so happy to be right.
Oh shit.
Because I say it so wrong.
But in that comic, a Sith truly doesn't go just I have a kyber crystal now. Wow, look at me. They have to go take it from a Jedi. The fact that it appears she's leaving these sabers behind, she's not interested in a crystal. So what's her whole role in the Sith side of everything? If she's trying to ascend as an apprentice, eventually she's going to want her own crystal to bleed into. Maybe she doesn't even have knowledge of this yet, and she's just kind of being used by the apprentice.
Like the Jedi, I mean, just like the Jedi, you have levels of apprenticeship, right? That's not just, people forget that becoming a Jedi, there are, your youngling phase, your Padawan phase, your Jedi Knight, your master, and then your master, master of masters. So same thing goes with the Sith, right? You have a Sith, obviously you're two. If we're living in the world if we're living in the timeline of Bane, right? And if we're living in the timeline of Bane of the rule of two, master and apprentice, then at this point there's a master and apprentice running around somewhere. But then, just like Dooku had his assassins, his Grievous, his Asajj, right? These Savage, right? He has these assassins, which are technically apprentices to the apprentice, right? They're not quite apprentices to the Dark Lord, but there's different levels of their apprenticeship. And so it's Sith Assassin, I believe, is right below Sith Apprentice. So she could be at the stage of Sith Assassin right now until she
trying to look for the quote, because I thought that Leslie pretty much confirmed that the Acolyte is just a third tier of Sith.
And if you're looking, you make sure you get yourself a Matt Cave mug. Everything tastes so much better and delicious. So, look, I mean, it's very much could be a Sith assassin. And let me know when you get that quote. I'm gonna meander on.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but that's fine.
We're gonna meander on a little bit.
Yeah, we can move on.
Jedi.
So she's, it seems like you can almost see he deflects it. Like if you really break it down to the second, like you could kind of see her. Okay, so here's the controversial scene that again the poo tears are coming out for this. So we have these young.
I'm never gonna look at poutine the same ever again.
You're never gonna look at poo anything again. You're gonna look at Winnie the Pooh wrong now. And so we get into this cave where obviously all of these Jedi have assembled because somebody killed a Jedi apparently, and it looks like this is the entire class of Padawans, right? Because there are, if I'm not mistaken, and
all the people she grew up with or whatever,
potentially. Now, if it's just me, but it kind of looks to the right, like that could be a very young.
Everybody's been saying it.
Kunklo.
Everyone's been saying it, man. And there's a scene that's even more of a compelling scene
And
in
his
one of the TV spots. So
and
they're definitely teasing it hard.
and his people live a real long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But anyway, so it looks like this could potentially be their class. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong here, and chat, please correct me if I'm wrong because I appreciate it. Good eye. That looks like it could be Kashish. Maybe these guys are going to look for your
the
the
Wookiee.
Wookiee who had sworn off. So this could be an adventure to go find the Wookiee.
Mm-hmm.
But now, forgive me if
I got a big theory about the Wookiee.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Padawans have to be picked out of a class of Jedi or out of a class of younglings, right? So Obi-Wan picked Anakin, but there were still other younglings of the same age that he grew up with and trained with, like Yoda and all those others. But there were also other classes, like we saw Kanan in the comics. Now the comics are shit now because of what we've seen in Bad Batch. But in the comics, there's a moment where Caleb says, "I'm going to be the new apprentice of Master Luminara," right? Or who was his master? Was it Luminara?
You lose me with some of the details on that. But I would assume that every Padawan, before they're recruited, there's a
that's
Jedi kind of.
That's not necessarily. I don't think that's necessarily true. I'm pretty sure that Jedi.
Well, there's no Padawan left behind. I would assume, like a school. They're bringing them in. They're not going to just train them halfway and be like, "Sorry, kid, you didn't make the cut." That's dark side material, bro.
But do people that have a little less attribute for the Force become temple guards? Do they become guardians?
True.
Do they become something else because they're still trained in the Jedi arts, but they're maybe not Depa. Thank you. Depa Balaba was his master. Gotcha. And he says it in the comics. He says, "I hear Master Balaba's apprentice, she needs a new apprentice, and I want to be that apprentice." And all his friends laugh at him. And then next thing you know, he becomes her apprentice. So I think at the age of 10 or 12, you get picked up by a Jedi master. Yeah. So there's a class of Jedi that potentially become temple guards, potentially become guardians of the knowledge, not so much in the action Jedi. So potentially, we have to, I just feel like this looks like a class trip to me.
That's keep going.
So this looks like a class trip. Oh, look. So it is our Wookiee.
Yep. So it's got to be Kashish.
Oh, so that's Soul. So that's the little boy that said life.
Yes, this is the...
Yeah.
Darkness. This is the guy that's training everybody. He trained her. That's Vernestra Rowe. Okay, go back real quick. I have a clip before that. Nope, too far. Oh, yeah, go back to when they're fighting real quick. And pause on that where she's flipping in front of him. So, because I want to talk about Koba more. You'll see it as soon as we get there. Little. God damn, you're going right there. So look behind them. Doesn't that look very Koba to you too?
Mm-hmm.
The hieroglyphics and the, a lot of the architecture.
Too. The architecture.
Yep. The circular bottom. The pillar looking thing. That is very video game. Yeah, all that combined. Yep.
Over here.
That's what I thought about.
Interesting.
Looks like, when you first start opening one of those doors, you need one of those orbs to roll across the wall.
So this is the current
Jedi Temple.
This is the current master order master, correct?
Yes, this is Vernestra Rowe. Apparently she's about 116 years old, which means, and she is the same species as Barriss Offee. So Barriss Offee can live very old too. We're confirming with this.
And that's what we're that's what we're confirming based on.
Yeah. Clone Wars in the present now. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. In this scene, this is where they go, I think, to,
after they
get this little girl. This is where she's from. But this Padawan with the gold short robes behind the and he kind of looks like he's on the same level as Soul to his left. They're wearing the same garb, you know, what's her name in the front there is not as gold. It's more golden than yellow. But the kid to the right is about to get like his eyes messed with these people. And I think this is like one of the more compelling parts I want to break down.
So that's
Because of that video game trailer.
that's still the bar scene.
Yep. They continue fighting here. These people are like Night Sisters, or like the opposite side of the coin to the Church of the Force that Chirrut Enway, the I am one with the Force is with me, that guy. I think this is similar, but like a dark side type of cult type of thing.
Isn't about good or bad. It's about good or
And
bad.
these girls were here when the Jedi find them.
This
In the
isn't
scene,
about
you'll
good or
see
bad.
him saying, "I'll train you."
This is about power. And who is allowed to use it?
Yep.
And that's the sister in the mask.
Yeah.
So that's what I was getting at earlier, is based off of what I was seeing. It seems like this is the good sister. Like
In
this,
disguise, that'd be crazy. That would be a crazy twist.
you're talking about which one? This one in disguise or this one in disguise?
That one. You're saying that's the good sister.
This one?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think that would be a crazy twist if she's like now disguised herself to try to find her.
I think that she left. I think that
Okay.
she could have potentially have left the
So
order.
you think that is the sister who was brought in by the Jedi that is losing her shit on all the people that trained her?
They're trying to keep her,
Potentially.
they're trying to keep them apart.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
She's trying to find her way back.
I believe, yeah.
I'm interested now because I never thought about like the one that I thought was all goody Jedi. I never thought of them being the one that would actually be on this warpath, and that the other sister is just kind of lost still, essentially.
It seems like to me that
would be really interesting.
It seems like to me that, just like a compulsory view, it seems like to me like the Jedi are trying to keep them apart and took one because together they're too much. Right? Like their power, you know, as silly as, you know, we use this word often, and the poo.
I mean, and again, she's killing people without a saber. So,
but the dyad is a very powerful thing in the Star Wars universe, and these two could be a dyad without even knowing it, but the Jedi Order know it, and they know that if their powers combine, Captain Planet, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're more than they can handle, right? Because there's an ongoing theory about twins.
I hope, yeah,
about their symbiosis to one another's minds, the power, the level increase when they are working together in even in our basic ass universe. So it seems to me, just on a compulsory view, it seems to me that nobody wants to hurt one another. So far we've seen nobody killed, right? And
but we know that the Jedi are being killed. We
don't know by whom yet.
Right.
And we assume that it's this girl gone either rogue or gone dark side. But to be honest, it seems like everybody I've seen her fight, she's not necessarily trying to kill them, and they're not necessarily trying to kill her. They're just trying to like almost persuade her to stop what she's doing. And it seems like this is the moment that she's been waiting for, where she finds her twin.
Okay.
Just compulsory view to me.
Yeah.
What is that?
And I believe that's probably going to be closer to the conclusion of the series.
Yes, for sure.
I don't believe we're going to get that until later in the series.
Yep. So that's the original trailer. I'm hoping we can find some more footage of the Wookiee stuff and the eye possession here.
That's number one. This is the second one.
Are you sure?
This is the one they just released.
Okay. Right here. So this would be, I think, the Trinity fight and her lightsaber being left behind, essentially.
Well, that's
as like a calling card.
Is that Trinity's lightsaber, or is that her lightsaber? That's my point. Is it seems like
it's being left behind. That's all I know. Damn it.
I understand, but you know, it's like
yeah,
like and she
She's
grabbed
taking the
her
weapons.
knife, not the
Mhm.
saber, right? So,
Are the blades made of Beskar?
oh, that would be cool.
I don't know how they're
That
gonna.
would be
Yeah.
cool.
A Jedi was murdered.
Oh, so there you go. You've already kind of got the interpretation that
Somewhat.
Trinity might be the one that dies.
Somewhat, yeah.
It seems to me like maybe she just knocked her out, or
Hmm.
it doesn't seem like she would,
Jedi was murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
knocked her out.
There's gonna be any number of these Jedi that
Any-
is confronted.
Well, that was the bar, right? So
Yeah, that was the same scene.
same bar. So it seems like that was Trinity's,
Mhm. Unless she ran and the saber is just there,
and
Because
that's
also it looks like nighttime, and they confronted during the day.
right,
Correct?
right.
So
That's what it seems like.
there's
But
a
then again,
lot there. There's a lot. Yeah.
and there's the
Great
temple.
shot. Oh, something people pointed out too is that like you can notice how Coruscant is like levels below the temple still. Like
Oh.
in the other, like Coruscant's only building upwards, you know what I mean? So it's cool to see the development.
Well, yeah, I love all this old Coruscant shit.
The Jedi.
Okay, see, so you see they're all young.
Old stick training. Could you imagine? They look like they're like 14. They're trained with sticks still.
So I don't see our friend
That's her, I think, on the right.
on the right. You think that's her?
I don't think so. No. I don't think she's in this.
I don't think she's there.
I don't think she's here. This is kind of the
Justify their
future.
galactic dominance. Justify their galactic dominance. In the name of peace.
This guy right here, if you go back, he's the one talking. And I believe maybe you were talking to her. So maybe he's like a dark side sympathizer of some sort. Not really sure. But he's talking about how the Jedi are continuing to justify their actions.
Well,
There's
there's
people out there not liking him.
this soul is walking through a prison,
Mm-hmm.
a Jedi prison.
Mm-hmm. She might go there because he visits there frequently. She might go there looking for clues.
Justify their galactic dominance. In the name of peace. But that peace
Okay, so there you see.
Mm-hmm.
is a lie.
Yes, sir.
Jedi are being hunted.
Yord.
Yeah. This guy is in one of the other scenes.
Oh, so he's floating.
No.
Oh, I didn't notice that the first time. When
Is he?
Hunted.
Yeah, he's floating. He's Indian style floating.
Oh, he is crisscross applesauce.
he's
Look at
he's
that.
fucking luking it right now, bro.
Yo.
He's
What if
Luke.
he actually is though? What if he's like? What if he is projecting somewhere else, and then the people he's with, he just like
Disappears. That's what it looks like to me.
that's deep
It
meditation
looks,
for
it
sure.
looks like
Yeah.
he's definitely in the Luke form.
I love that. Damn, good call. So he definitely stops her in that moment, 100%.
I mean, I would hope so.
100%. He's just chilling.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, he feels everything going around him.
Yeah, 100%. He's more connected
He's-
now
he's
probably than when
totally-
he's awake.
He's totally floating, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. I love it. She gets all crazy with it too,
Yeah,
kick
she's
off the
like,
wall.
I got
I gotta come at him from a different direction. I'm a hummingbird.
that was good.
Okay, so lightsaber in the dirt. I
And that
think the
looks like
saber gets handed to her.
Say-
Oh, there's a
that,
body behind there too.
that looks like a severed saber.
Yes.
That looks like somebody
Yeah,
cut that bit
broken.
in half.
Yes.
And there is a dead body behind him in the gold.
Yep. Okay, one twin in the background there.
At the Sith cultists, because that
Yes.
we have a
Yep. Dathomirian.
Dathomirian male. We have a Maul. We have a
Maybe male.
Zabarath. Zabarath, right? Zabarat?
Zabrath. I'm
Zabrath.
going with female, personally.
She was my
Okay, right here. Look. Is that the severed saber? Is it a no, it doesn't look
It's not. That's a complete saber. That's the
Okay.
red saber. That's
And
the
it's-
one. So here's what I think is it
that
happened.
can't be the red saber. Why would
Is
this Jedi be handing her a red saber, bro?
Okay, so here we go. Let's get
right.
into it, bro. Let's get into it. Okay,
The
here we
Sith
go.
is just gonna be here.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about this. Okay,
All right.
so here we're gonna have right here. We got okay. She
I
does
don't know
her.
if I'm in the right frame of mind for this.
Okay, so at this point right here, I believe
That it's
that-
crate because it's red sand, right? Yeah,
No.
salt. I
No.
knew it.
So the scene we see where they all light up their lightsabers and you see a red saber swirling. I think that whoever the assassin is lit, because we see that exact saber get lit up in red in a previous scene in the trailer.
Because you saw the hilt and you looked at it within that split second.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So
If
that-
so, you're good because I didn't see it. You're gonna have to go back.
that's the same hilt that you see the red saber get lit up just on the side when they're like pew, right on the side. It's the same hilt. So here's my theory. That saber gets thrown to distract them while the other one gets away, and it cuts through this hilt and kills that Jedi, and then they bring the saber back to Master Soul as there's somebody killing. Watch.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We see that saber before. The first time we see a red lightsaber light up,
Yeah, and they're confronting the whole group. Yes.
right here. I
Yep.
mean, we'll get there, but
Yeah.
okay. So it cuts through that.
That
She
saber
was
you think
my
is just a
student.
Jedi that got killed.
Oh, that's
And
him
that-
giving it to her.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like it can't be red, bro.
some
This
shit.
is like, well, why is he giving her this? Okay, so we need to break down right now. What saber is it and why is he giving it to her? Was she being trained already? And this is like
Well, this is
her
the cult. This isn't the
Yeah.
Jedi Order. This is the cult.
whose saber and why?
Who is that? Is that Master Soul as a young
It
man?
is. Yep. And he's taking her on as an apprentice. He said, I trained her. And this is right before she comes to the Jedi Temple.
That's the same saber, dude.
It has a little notch in it. But yeah, if we keep going here,
It's the same saber.
I trained her.
keep going because I want to see it too
Let me
at
be
the
the
end.
one to bring her in.
So everyone suspects,
Yeah,
like you
so
were
that is-
saying, that it's the
that's her.
good,
That's a good sister. It is.
Yep. because I don't think they're aware of the twin at all.
I think
She was in hiding when they went and took her, I think. There was only one there for the
I
Jedi
sense
to
this
take,
is
I think.
A small part of a larger plan.
These people. Okay, right there. That's the money shot for me, man. He is surrounded. They have arrows drawn. They have arrows drawn the same way they did on Soul when he was handing her the saber.
well, this is much later.
Yeah. But she's right here too also, and she's one of the eldest. So if she's saying that this is only a small part of a greater plan.
Part of a larger plan.
Oh, they put him
So
on.
go back real quick. Okay, Wookiee is there. Soul is on his knee. He's already on a knee.
So this is the same.
They respect the power they have, whatever it is. You know, he's kneeling before this kid gets possessed. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Some sort of shift.
That looks like Octu, dude. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people think.
It looks just like Octu.
Yep. This could be that Nexus area
Some sort of shift.
where the stone, you know what I mean?
It's time to face the past.
Who are you talking to? Talking. Oh, she's talking. Yeah.
A lot of
See,
people think Abeloth. Yep. Reference huge with the mask.
so
Okay. Yeah.
uh
Now she's talking to the guy that was hovering.
yeah, she didn't kill him. He
Right.
he obviously whatever, but they're talking now.
Hmm.
So yeah, she doesn't kill him.
I'm
out.
curious too what's on her neck. The green glowing
Green?
substance. Because
Dathomir in liquid.
there are like toxins and things that were being used by the Nile that
Mhm.
that the Jedi really didn't want to mess with. So I'm wondering if she has some kind of thing that, like, she's not using a saber again. What does she have this one up on all these Jedi? I think she's got some kind of a kryptonite. You know what I mean? The main thing that the writers focused on when they went on the original retreat, like with all 6 creators, Kevin Scott, Charles Soule, all those people included in there, the main question they asked everybody in the group was, what do the Jedi fear? So there's multiple things in the High Republic that the Jedi really had no answer for. There were these creatures even called the Nameless, and they basically fed on the Force. They could remove it from a being to the point where it turned one of these Jedi into straight ash. So there's some terrifying things that exist in the galaxy. And I just feel like, not for nothing, it looks like kryptonite. I'm just wondering if she has something that makes her immune to something, or can like suppress one's connection with the Force, maybe.
Like
So
the little lizards.
yeah, you know,
Like
or
the Ursini, is that what they were?
yeah, it was some weird name. I'm not sure.
I think it was the Ursini.
But now she's like, time to face the past. So she's clearly pissed about
That's why I
maybe
feel
they
like
hid her twin from her.
that's why I feel like she left the order
they
and
knew
then,
about it.
and then in one of her meditation sessions as a child, she saw the whole thing or something, or maybe she's got that that Cal Kestis
Mhm.
force.
Mhm. Yeah, psychopatry,
Yes, thank
whatever
you.
they call it.
Yes,
I think I think Carrie Ann Moss displays that at some point too. She touches the
psychometry.
ground. Yeah.
It's time to face the past.
Really cool looking base right here too,
Yeah,
man.
it looks like a dam.
Connects the 2 mountains together. Yeah. Fire.
Okay, so that's a child. So
Running from, yeah. And so this is where I was saying, like, when she's got her eyes closed and she's meditating and she's like, I see fire. Like, this is what she's talking about.
it could have been what her sister was seeing. Or
Yeah.
what the twin was seeing.
Oh my God. What if the memories she's seeing aren't even hers?
It's not a
Oh my
memory.
God.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a memory.
It's her
live.
sister's.
It's real. It's actually seen what the twin is seen in that moment.
Oh shit. Like, because she's trying to connect so much to the Force.
She's meditating
Bro.
probably with her master or with the class, and they're
Maybe this is the moment where she's like, okay, I'm on this
like,
revenge plot.
why
I'm
did
going
I
to continue to train, but
why did I see myself running through the fire? Like, that's what starts the confusion in her. Maybe is like, why did I see myself running through this fire?
yeah, why am I seeing memories I don't
have that are
have?
not mine? And then that's when she starts to figure out that she's a twin. I like rabbit holes, right? Like, why am I?
Well, so one of the things that Leslie said that I thought was really cool, because it kind of gives you like a really good idea where it might go, is that this show, or the plot, it's kind of inspired by Kill Bill and Frozen. So in Frozen, the ability that she has
It doesn't have to be a snowman.
is hidden within her. You know what I mean? And she just kind of discovers this innate power on accident and scares the shit out of everybody. So there's a lot of people assuming that maybe like this other twin one day is just going to be like, oh shit, I can lift rocks, like figures it out on her own kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Running.
You're already like kind of blowing my mind with some of this stuff.
Okay, so that looks
Go
like,
back. Is it Octo?
It looks like
Is this a little freaking guy on the island?
maybe
You know,
a
the little fish guy.
little fish head.
I don't know if we
Maybe.
see a close up of him or not.
I mean, it looks very Octo-ish.
The trail, yeah. Right here. So
This
this
is
is that. Yeah, I think so. Other people have speculated she's trying to save somebody.
He's young, so
And
she
he looks like he's jacked up.
and
Maybe
she-
she's trying to save somebody also, is what people
maybe force heal.
thought. Yeah.
Looks like psychometry though. The look of the expression. Right.
Yeah.
Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force.
Listen to her whole thing too, man. This is like some shit. They don't believe that the Force they're of the belief that they can control these outcomes.
Mm.
Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread,
Bingo.
Yeah, if you want to pull the thread, pull it.
That's much younger.
Mm,
That's much younger.
do you think that's the same age as running through the fire?
No, I think that's in between.
Okay.
I think this could be where she leaves.
This looks like
14,
they were
not
like
the
16 or whatever, training.
Yeah, it's interesting. She says, pull your thread while having
Like that
for
thread
you
of
by an
destiny.
anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread, and change everything.
He's trying to escape with one of them right there in that building that was kind of crushed.
And pull everything.
Right there. The pullback.
And change everything.
Right here.
That's her.
Yep. That's one of them.
One of them.
When he says, I'll train you in that. This is all the same.
Oh, so somebody came and attacked the temple.
Maybe.
Everything.
Some crazy shit happens.
And pull it.
So this is your hilt shot that you're going to see, I think.
What are you?
No, I lied. Okay, we still haven't gotten to the TV shot, though, about the Wookiee.
Change everything. And change everything.
So those explosions, everything that happened in that mountain, you think that's right where they're at? They're in that mountain. That's where they're staying. Dude, I wonder if...
Pull it.
Oh, man. What if that... You know how it's the two mountains? What if it's one of those prongs? And it's like, how Vader's castle was a conduit for the dark side? I wonder if they built there because of those two mountains. I wonder how dark side they'll get there. Because they definitely have power. So, the planet of Dathomir, I think, is kind of what enables the Night Sisters to do some of what they do.
And she's still alive, so that wasn't a death moment.
It was like her way to escape.
That looks fucking dope.
Yeah, I like the mask a lot.
That looks very Abeloth.
Let's try to find that TV spot. I can't remember what the name of it was. Wouldn't the experience of other twins' memories go both ways? That's how the other twin learns the Force. Ooh. Okay, so like, what if this other twin didn't know they had the Force until the other twin starts reaching out and then hears them somehow, or hears something on their side because they're hearing, not dyad. I don't want to go that far because they are blood. But were there moments where Leia's hearing Luke, right? Or Luke's hearing Leia and doesn't know what it is, per se. I like that. I like that a lot. This is the voice.
But an acolyte gives the dream.
Ooh, what was that? Flames. So she's having dreams.
Yeah, she's having dreams that aren't her own. She's having memories that aren't her own.
Yeah. Okay, right here, bro. I think Homie gets possessed too. 100,000% this Wookiee gets overcome by them. And if you keep going, he attacks pretty much everybody. Whoa.
Oh, so she's the one with the whip. That would make
Yeah. Sorry, Vernestra Rowe. Yeah,
that would make
her.
the most sense.
Yes, the Anakin of the High Republic has a crazy ass lightsaber that she designed herself, the same way Anakin would have designed his own thing. Like, now, face to face height. Let's talk about height differences.
Brother, maybe.
Is she wearing platform shoes? The twin under the mask?
Maybe.
Did it show the hilt coming into the hand in this one?
Star Wars: The Acolyte, 2-episode
No.
premiere Tuesday. Only
Okay,
on
so they
Disney+.
only show a glimpse of the Wookiee freak out. There's another part too, but
Hold on.
Yeah.
So that's her when she wakes up. So they're older.
Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's got to be where she leaves. Because look, it's got to be where she leaves, right? When she wakes up and on that ice planet, and then
Yep.
something changed.
Now this too, she's in the same like pilot's outfit, right? So is she putting herself in that scene and then also seeing her twin run?
Interesting.
Damn. Yeah. mm-hmm.
Well, that's when she leaves, right there. This is when she leaves on the ice planet.
They're blaming her, want to bring her into question. Yeah.
Yeah. So this he she they them
Mm-hmm.
bibbidi bobbidi boo whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody doesn't get their saber up fast enough. Right, because she wakes up right here, almost like she was possessed, huh?
Or like she fell, like maybe because when they're chasing her, she's kind of looks like she's at a dead end there. Maybe she jumps. She gets knocked unconscious there somehow. So he takes it on like a personal vendetta to go bring her in again because he trained her.
Mm-hmm.
But an acolyte. Gains the
Yeah, go back to that flaming door. The hell? More nightmare fuel, you think?
Maybe.
gains the
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah. The Fugitive, where he's standing in the sewer drain.
Yeah, I didn't kill my wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see,
She has no choice but to jump.
this feels like they're gonna go from one twin to the other here,
Mm,
or like
yeah.
she's waking up from a dream or something, or she's waking up from something that, or maybe I don't know, maybe witnessing what she did. I don't know.
dream.
All right, go to another TV spot.
This is this is him chasing the Wookiee, I think.
Oh,
Right there's
okay.
there's your
Is
blonde.
that the first guy that got possessed?
Yeah, there's the blonde kid with the eyes, and then he
Yeah.
is right there. That looks like the Wookiee, right?
Hmm.
Let me back it up a couple frames. That looks
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that looks
You're
like
right.
the Wookiee to me. So he's chasing the Wookiee,
Okay.
or they're in it together.
Mm-hmm. Man, why does she scream like that? It looks like someone's dying.
The mind, dude, the mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Is that it's her and she's the only one that could do it. That makes so much sense.
Star Wars: The Acolyte, 2-episode premiere Tuesday, only on Disney Plus.
Okay, let's see. So
Go to
TV spot, TV spot. Great
Awake,
commercial.
I think is what we watched. You got to go back to the Star Wars page. I can't remember which one it's called.
Just watched Awake. So
Mhm.
this one.
This is a quick one.
It's all backwards. Her fight scene right here. Yeah, this is just like a little promo guy. You got to go to the right a little. The one that's called Evolve, and yeah, this is the whole fight scene or clip between them. I just saw it. There's one there called Evolve, and then Evolve. Here's Evolve.
but they're short. What the hell? I gotta find it myself.
Jedi
Oh.
are being
So she did kill him,
Okay.
or somebody killed him. Oh, that's
Mhm.
why she's saying she didn't do it.
The one sister is saying she didn't do it because it's the twin that the Jedi don't know about, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Jedi are being murdered.
I didn't do it. Please believe me.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be the one. So Jedi is fighting Soul, or Wookiee's fighting Soul right here. At that same place where the kid got possessed. We're gonna see who it is. This is them confronting him too. But I think they're gonna show this other Wookiee part. There's basically him swinging his saber at Soul, and then there's one other shot that I remember. Right there. All right. So I'm telling you, Wookiee go crazy in the past. Maybe even kill this kid. Maybe even kill one of these Jedi. Because when they all go to Kashyyyk to find him, he is out there by himself. His description also for the short stuff we know about him is that he is living in isolation, which we know historically Wookiees do not prefer to do. I think this homie's on the Barash vow.
After he kills him.
After he kills a Jedi. Yep. I think he'll be directly referenced. And he'll be like one of the only ones that knows what that felt like. And they'll probably be asking him, like, because no one knows what the freaking dark side is. Literally, nobody knows what it is. Yeah.
I sense something.
So Q.
Oh. There it is. So that is
That's a different saber. I don't know whose saber this is. I was curious about this too. But the Barash vow is something that gets mentioned in a Charles Soule comic. It's basically when a Jedi chooses to disconnect from the Force, and they will not interfere at all, basically, in anything in the galaxy that could sway the balance of the Force. They pretty much choose to disconnect. And his name is
what Luke did.
Kirik Infilla.
You know what Luke did?
Yeah, a lot of people speculate that that's what he was doing. But this guy is chosen by Vader, and Vader goes there to take his Kyber crystal from him. And this guy has to eventually reconnects to the Force to defend himself and this and that. But eventually that's how Vader gets his saber. So yeah, I think this Wookiee is completely disconnected from the Force.
Is that his saber that she's grabbing?
The dark side guy?
No, is she grabbing Soul's saber?
Oh,
is that Soul saber she's taking?
Yeah, these are the things I want to break down too. Oh God, from the holiday special.
Maybe they did take them both.
Took both of them. One of them leaves.
Something.
That was bullshit. That was dope. That was fucking dope. We're gonna slow
Remix.
Let's slow that down a little bit.
Yeah, Kalnaka. What am I saying? Was I saying something wrong?
I hope we get to see his head.
Oh man. Brain melt. Like what's his name from Wanda did it to him? Black Bolt.
Yeah.
What if they kill the red blade with the helmet and she's taking his fallen blade for herself? Ooh. Acolyte becoming the apprentice.
Missed it. How do you miss it?
What are you looking for?
Looking for the flash. As soon as she takes it,
Oh, you're trying to right there. Trying to catch that.
that.
Okay.
So as soon as she takes his saber, they flash to that, huh? That's an interesting.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Interesting. Yeah, we can go back. We can go back to that.
What if it's like Fight Club and that's like her Tyler Durden, but she's actually killing him the whole time?
I thought about that for a minute. Honestly, I did. I thought that was like, what if
That'd be
she
wild.
doesn't know she's doing it?
Yeah.
Like,
And
what
that's how deep the pull is for the apprentice.
But like, what if there is no twin? Is my point. What if there is no twin? What if
Yeah.
it's just her?
That'd be wild.
And it's literally like, oh, you know,
I want it to be though.
It's like Moon Knight.
Right.
It'd be like Moon Knight
Schizophrenia type of
Mhm.
thing. This would also be cool. A lot of people would hate it. But if it was just like, they're not going to reveal the Sith right away. But there are people out there that have red sabers.
Star Wars: The Acolyte 2-episode premiere June 4th.
Yeah, it's just weird that she keeps.
Yeah, Ren's very old. Knights of Ren are very, very old.
Jedi
Okay.
are being.
So this scene is rad because they're in two different sets of clothing, and that's
Oh wait, yeah, she's coming. Yeah, who's that coming over to the
what I'm
body
saying,
now?
is that's her coming
Who-
down the stairs, and he's already dead.
Okay.
So
And is she in the black garb?
no, she's in her
She's in her
pilot.
Jedi.
Jedi are
Watch, they see
Okay.
the body,
being murdered.
they see her coming around the corner in that same uniform. And she's running because they think she did it. So this must be on the ice planet. This scene must be on the ice planet, and
They started chasing her right away.
start chasing her right away. She falls and then gets up and then starts to run.
Jedi are being murdered.
I didn't do it! Please believe me!
Wait, the helmet's on there, right? I'm gonna turn this bitch down. The helmet's on right there, right? Yeah.
If you're asking for exact countdown, for me, I think it's coming out in 21 hours. But 6 p.m. Eastern, I think.
I sense something. Okay, so her hair is way longer
Hmm.
than little sister's.
Hmm. Okay. Yep. I'm seeing that now too.
Right. So see how long her hair is?
Yeah. What the hell?
See, this is what I want to know. Did you try to kill her? Which one is this? Because see, they're trying to shackle.
Hey, no worries. We're here to help.
Look, they're trying to shackle.
Thanks for being here.
They're shackles. They're trying to shackle her. They've already got one on, and then she twisted on her watch.
Oh.
Right? There's already one.
Okay.
They're trying to shackle her. They're trying to.
Now, is this short haired or long hair?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right here.
Okay.
I think this is short hair.
One would have and one also had like purple. Is that a thing that is throughout? I would think.
Seems like it, yeah.
And okay, so the purple is in alignment with the other, with the Night Sister type of clan. That's all they're like purple. So I gotta assume one of them was sent on a mission by them to infiltrate Jedi, even
2-episode premiere June 4th.
somehow. Yo, okay, so what if Sister A, who goes off, gets kidnapped by Sister B and replaced? And so
and
Sister B is being held captive while Sister A is now impersonating her within the Jedi. Like, we can go so many layers if you want. Is it 9 p.m.
Star
Eastern?
Wars,
God, damn, I
The
gotta look this
Acolyte,
up.
2 episode.
I'm confusing everybody. Don't ask me anything about times.
Evolve man soul.
Damn, it is 9. Okay, so almost exactly 24 hours. Ignore my comment. Shit. I also really love like the horror aspect of it. I hope there's a lot of jump scares. I hope there's like, I don't know, man. That would be cool. Just give me that horror vibe. Make this Sith like, apparition, if you will. And I really think that planet could be Koba or something within that system. Have some of this connect to the third video game. Like the third video game is being developed currently.
It doesn't make sense. There's no method.
I love this version of the song too.
Who's next?
This is a fight that you.
Mm-hmm. You will not win. So does she know
I didn't do
what the Sith are? Talking about fights she won't win. Talk to me, Goose.
I didn't do it.
No. They don't know. Oh, there we go. That's
That dual saber shit too, man.
that one.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's the Sith fighting her. Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay. Slow that down. Yeah.
Oops.
Give me that sweet saber spinning action, bro. That looks like a long ass hilt too. That thing double bladed?
Double bladed hilt.
You think so?
Acolytes, yeah, it's a double bladed hilt, 100%.
Hell yeah. Man, what if it's trained in that form too? Like,
Well, that's cool. She's grabbing a droid or something. Watch.
wait a minute. Can we look at her hilt?
Do it.
I'm not saying it is. Yeah, no, okay. It looks like the notched one. It doesn't have a notch in it. It's flat top. Yeah. Oh, doesn't it look like for a split second that she's like hitting something behind her?
She is.
Yeah, she's
Like-
jacking up one of those bees or whatever. And
Like
there's,
like a drone or something.
yeah, there's a scene where they're like getting attacked by these wasps and shit. Yep, totally split it right in half.
So that's the little girl.
I think she's gonna eat it, bro.
So that's the one that's getting her throat threatened. So she
Yep.
takes her
It's
helmet off.
Daphne Keene, actually.
She takes her helmet off after
X-23.
she beats her,
Ooh, okay.
right?
Okay.
'Cause it's the same girl, right? Watch.
Someone is killing Jedi.
Oh, you're saying
It doesn't make sense. There's no method, no pattern.
so you think
Who's
that Amandala kills her?
This is a fight that
You think it's one of the sisters under the mask? Damn. And that she's like already an acolyte. Oof. Shit, son.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
If
'cause
the sister's already an apprentice,
that's
goddamn.
her. That's the one she fights right here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
This girl.
Yep.
With dual sabers.
Yes.
I
Agreed.
didn't do it.
The hair is definitely the tell, though, the length.
Right here, they're fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see her
The
at her throat
Acolyte,
with the
episode
knife.
premiere tomorrow.
Seems like maybe
only
she.
Yeah, so the Sith confronts them right in that moment. The Sith
Right.
is confronting them also at the same time of the neck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's the hair is a giveaway, but the hair could also be a time jump.
Yeah, so the Acolyte is revealing itself to them when they're about to catch maybe the would-be, or sorry, the apprentice is confronting the Jedi as they're about to capture the Acolyte. If this one sister, who's been ninja style the whole time, is working for them, but we don't know much about that.
There's a lot of I mean, it looks really good. The distaste for it out of that is a little surprising because that looks pretty good. The
Mhm.
choreography looks really good.
I think people are just anxiously awaiting what the, and we overanalyze everything. So we're anxiously awaiting the dialogue, the vibe of the show. If it feels like it's a cinema. I feel like no matter what, Star Wars should feel like a movie. Like I'm gonna set up my new projector tomorrow night with the kids and have it on the biggest possible screen that I have in my house. I'm just ready for like event Star Wars, you know what I mean? And this feels like it's the very first live action glimpse we're going to get of that era, and it should feel cinematic. I would hope everybody just try to go into it with an open heart. A lot of the criticism from the comics, man, I can pretty much debunk all of the like super hatred stuff. Like I remember one of the most prominent things that people hated was a one scene in the comic where Keeve Trennis, who was the one that kept getting all the hate for the NPC haircut. You know what I mean? That was one of the biggest NPC haircuts. But there's a scene where her saber is in a rock wall and she's like sliding down it and it stops. Everybody loses their shit because she's having a conversation with this flying thing while it looks like it's in a standstill position. But it's like, it's a still frame from a comic, man. If it was in a show of live action, you'd see it slowing. You would see it like her still descending and talking at the same time. It's just like, I don't know. There's so much good shit in here. There's too much good shit in the High Republic because it's too much of a vast timeline. Like,
Yeah,
you just gotta be smarter than the people who are clickbaiting you. They're literally just clickbaiting you.
well, yeah. I mean, that's just it, and it's just easy because
Mhm.
the fandom is is
It
foaming at
is
the mouth
easy.
already.
I feel like Star Wars criticizing Star Wars is like low hanging fruit at this
Oh,
point.
it's the lowest
You
hanging
know,
fruit, and it's
and
I
right above
mean,
it is Marvel.
you
So
you
no
could
one is
start,
criticizing real deep movies anymore.
you
They're
could
just
start
like
a channel of just
throwing strays at the comic
just
shit.
throwing shade, and it would get views.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we talked about
this is what we
earlier.
were talking about earlier, KG.
Mhm.
This is exactly it. You complain and you say, "Oh, get us away, get us away, get us away." And when they get you away, you're like, well, this is some woke
Mhm.
bullshit.
So for better or worse, they
I mean, I
are
counted like 5
trying
guys
not
in
to
that
touch the
trailer.
OT.
I counted like 5 dudes in that trailer. How is this a woke show? Because the 2 people are like 2 or 3 people are female. And the leader of the Jedi Order is female, so it's woke. I get it. Okay. Okay, I get it. And she's got a whip saber. So
But
she's
they had to make her look exactly like Brie
and it's
Larson.
purple, so it's like Holdo, right? So it's like the same hair color as Holdo. So it's just the same hate, right?
Wait till they cast Brie Larson as her, bro.
I'll fucking leave. I'll
As
burn this
Avar
bitch.
Chris.
I will burn this bitch to the ground.
No,
If you
I
cast
hope
Brie
that
Larson, I will burn this bitch. I will become the fucking poo. I will become poo.
I
if
want
they
new
bring-
actors for the record. I want new actors.
I want them to go back to the OT trilogy style of new actors or
Yeah.
of less known actors.
Yeah.
Right? They did that with Daisy, and that was
KG,
fine.
don't start with me. Don't start with
They
me.
did that with Daisy, and it worked great. They did that with John Boyega. They did that with Adam Driver. These were less known
I'm ready
celebrities.
to. I'm
But
I'm
yeah,
shaking. I'm so ready.
Trinity. I think Trinity's a bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's a great actress. Bad actress to pull out of this. Just for me, it's too close to the Matrix Reload coming out. There's lots of actors that have training like this out there in the world that you could grab.
Yeah.
I don't like the casting, but again, I look past it because I love
Mhm.
I love where they're going and what they're doing. So yeah, let them complain, let them cry, let the poo tears fill up. These are the same people that said they're not going to cover Star Wars anymore because Star Wars is dead to them, and they still every day there's a new Star Wars video out. So I don't have any empathy for the poo. I
You
just
know, something that is also really fascinating to me about casting that I've noticed more recently in Star Wars is like even Gina Carano said that when she walked into the room for the first time and she was talking to Dave and John, all of the concept art for that character was literally Gina Carano. Like they handpicked her for this role. Same thing for Soul. So the character of Soul, Leslie Headland had described that she was writing that character while watching him act on Squid Game. So
Right.
she started to write him and she's like, dude, this is the guy like for the role. Same thing for Amandla. All of the
I
concept
don't
art when
get
she
how this
walked
is
in was
woke. I
her.
mean, the
So
are we gonna watch? Are we gonna watch like all the men get killed and only women are left, or are we gonna see some girls?
no, God
Some
no.
girls? Are we gonna see some female Jedi making out? Like
I hope
what?
they don't kill too many of them. I've heard a lot of people saying that like they all have to die because of this secret, but I think that the Jedi are damn good at keeping secrets personally. So I think anything is possible. The archives are just the archives. You put whatever you want in there,
Well,
you know.
the victors write history.
Exactly.
Losers don't write history. Whoever won war
Exactly.
writes history.
Yep.
Whoever's in charge writes history.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I mean,
You know, and if Yoda isn't involved in this incident and they keep it from him too,
well,
that could just be a way for him to get out. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's so sus because he's lived through everything.
he is so sus, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
But they can't like have him just sweep another purge under the rug, can they? Like, it could be something he didn't even know happened.
I don't think he can know. I think
Yeah.
I don't think he can.
It's a
Him or
tough secret
Yaddle.
to keep.
I don't think him or Yaddle could be involved because they're on the council.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Everybody she wanted, she got. That's cool.
I mean, you know, that's cool.
I mean, you can't ask for anything better as a creator. Like I feel like the show can only go as great as she thought it
I
would
mean,
go.
now look,
Being able to handpick all your actors.
I was given the
Damn, no one said no.
I was given the poo the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Right? I was given the poo the benefit of the doubt in that there were like two men in this whole show. But you know, it seems like there's a lot of guys in this. It seems like there's a lot
It'll
going
be
on.
okay, bro. I'll be here for you at least. At least I will.
Oh, you're gonna probably like this better than Kenobi for most part. I mean, but I really liked Kenobi. I can't really shit on it. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait
I
and
had to
see.
say
I
it
mean,
like that,
thankfully
KJ, but
it's so cute.
I
we,
mean,
and it's not poo,
don't encourage him.
it's poo. So and it's not poo like POO, it's like poo. See, it's not poo, it's poo. So I will no longer call YouTube I will no longer call YouTube negative streamers grifters anymore. From now on, they are personal outrage hunters. And they are trying Winnie the Pooh. No, not quite, but yes. And they're no longer grifters to me. From now on, they are poo. They are personal outrage hunters. They are clickbaity. They are that's why the title of this stream was Has Acolyte Been Canceled Already? This was a direct shout out to the poo. And so this is my new, I'm no longer calling them grifters because a grifter is a totally different thing. They are personal outrage hunters. They are poo. And so from now on, I no longer refer to them as grifters. They are now poo, and poo tears are brown. And so, yeah, I'm gonna water my garden with poo tears. But yeah, so
that's probably the best thing you could water the garden with.
I agree, poo tears. So, that is the new term that I've designated for personal outrage hunters because that's all it is. It's just clickbait. It's just designed to get you in the door with something outrageous that they pull out of nowhere. And this is so.
Well, because they've all watched every episode of Russian Dolls and know the full plot, and they have analyzed, and they all have ratings of all those episodes. So they're all experts on Leslie Headland.
Yeah, I mean, look, the number one, I hadn't watched the trailers. Okay, number one, I hadn't watched the trailers, so I didn't know if that what they were. I should have known that what the poo was complaining about was Bantha.
Always the top three,
right? Was Bantha. So the first three things, right? So the first couple things I saw when the Acolyte trailer came out was lightsaber whips, and I was like, "Oh my poo, this is out of control." And so I started with that, and I was like, "Okay, so they're complaining about lightsabers."
Tomorrow night, Sabersmith, be around.
Sabersmith, we'll see you tomorrow. And then I was like, "Oh, okay." I heard it was a woke show, so I was like, I see I was like, "Oh, it's woke." So they're personal outraging about the woke, about there's no men. Okay, but then I watched the trailer and there's guys. So again, I don't know what they're outraged about. There were lots of guys in that trailer. It seems like there's a lot of main character guys in that trailer. So, and again, more poo, right? More personal outrage hunting. And then they're complaining that they're giving us this stuff outside of the timeline when for a decade they've been complaining about give me stuff outside of the Skywalker timeline. So, it's all personal outrage hunting. It's all clickbait. It's all trying to get you to their site. That's why I titled this one. This was a reach for the poo. In fact, I'm going to rename this. Is Star Wars Acolyte already canceled? This one's for the poo. That's what's going to be the title by the time we're done. So, let them not watch it. But here's the thing, Q.
I don't want them to not watch it. I want everyone to watch it.
They're gonna watch. They're all watching. They're not. I'm done with Star Wars. No, you're watching, you poo motherfuckers. You're watching too. Don't tell me you're not watching anymore when you're watching.
Get them.
Just saying. Come on.
Yeah.
You are poo.
And that's it, dude. So that's it. You got to watch. But that's just it. The only person I've ever heard say, and I give him the most props for this, the only person I've ever heard say, I'm not going to watch, was Josh from the Den of Nerds. He's like, I'm not watching it anymore. I'm not going to cover it. I'm not going to watch it. He didn't cover it. He didn't watch a single frame after that. He gets respect for that. The rest of you, you're poo. You're poo. You're poo.
For the record, he's back now.
He's back. And that's great. And he said he was even looking forward to this. Great. But he's the only one that's but he didn't say he was out of Star Wars. He
Still
said,
blocked on Twitter, Josh.
He says, I'm not watching Andor. That's what he said. He said, I'm not watching Andor. I won't contribute. I'm not watching it. I'm not doing any of this. And that was it. And that's it. So you talk about watching it. You talk about I'm not watching it anymore, and then you watch it. You talk about not talking about it anymore, and then you're talking about it. You can't get away from your own poo. You can't get away from the clicks. You're stuck on the clicks. You're stuck on the views. And that's it.
Not for nothing. Everybody wants good Star Wars. So we're all going to watch the next project just to check. Hey, maybe they came back. Maybe it's good now again.
Sack up. That's all I'm saying. At least sack up and say, I'm watching it. It's all for clicks. At least sack up and say it. But you won't because you're poo. And you know who you are, poo. You know who's poo. You already know. I don't have to say it. You know who's poo. That's it. I'm sorry.
I don't know how to respond. Yeah.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. If you're not going to watch, don't watch. I appreciate it. If you're going to sack up, if you're going to man or woman up and say, I'm not watching, then don't watch. But, if you're not going to watch, don't cover it. Don't cover it. Don't get the clicks from it. Cover something else. There's a Venom trailer. There's new shows coming out all the time. Go cover that shit.
Yeah. Feel you.
Clip it. Doesn't bother me. They're poo. They're poo. And they know they're poo. And I'm tired of calling them grifters because that's not what a grifter is. If you're going to call me a shill for liking something, not shilling for it, but for just liking it, then I'm going to call you poo. If I'm a shill, you're poo. That's it. You're not a grifter anymore. You're poo. You're a personal outrage hunter. You're just looking for shit to pull apart because you can't appreciate it for what it is. So you're poo. Yeah, Dark Matter on Apple. Go watch some Ted Lasso. There's all kinds of
Right.
stuff.
Bro, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Dude, there's a new Dragon Ball Broly movie out on Netflix.
Oh yeah. I watched that a
Godzilla
while ago.
-1. Go watch
Mhm.
anything else, but you can't. But they can't. Yeah, there's some Hot D coming out. Go watch reruns of Hot D.
Oh yes.
Right? Yeah, they're ambulance
They're all
chasers. That's
about
exactly
Hot
what
D.
they are ambulance chasers of Star Wars.
Mhm.
That's it. You're poo. You're poo. I can't say it anymore. You're poo. I love it. That's my new term, and I'm loving it, and I'm sticking to it, and I don't care because it's true, man. You like
Mhm.
you're just
It's
looking.
piling up. I can smell it.
You're just looking for clicks, bro. You just
Oh,
looking.
and they will have more Tolkien to cry about too soon.
Oh God, yeah, they'll have
Let's
more
take
Lord
a
of the
season of
Rings
that.
to crap about. It's POH. Just for the it's
Yo, remember
POH.
when Lord of the Rings season was like one of the only shows that made it through before the pandemic?
Yeah, right?
Everyone, that was what we had to
Everyone
watch.
Everyone was having a shit fit.
Yes.
Yeah, man. But look, I mean, it's a tough look. I get it. I get that it's tough for you guys that don't like Disney Star Wars, and KK's ruining everything, and Leslie's bringing in her personal agenda of, whatever her agenda is. I don't even know what Leslie's agenda is because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I don't think there is agenda as far as like the only thing that I know she's gonna do is push for like the more female stuff. But like, I think when people really go into their heart of hearts, it's like even the shit they've done with that's not that big of a deal.
I've
Classic.
been hearing that shit for 5 years. 5 years.
I've been hearing that shit for 5 years. She ain't going nowhere right now. What was it last time? Indiana Jones was going to be when Indiana Jones came out. That was going to be when she left, right?
Yep.
That was going to be when she left, right? Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's all Kathleen's fault too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
look, and let's be honest.
Obviously.
Let's use a couple minutes of this to be honest. Their PR department sucks ass.
Best
Okay?
thing they ever did was whoever was starting to like mildly troll people on Twitter. Like that was a super good PR move. They kind of shied away from that again. But
I continue to say, I've continued to say that it's oh man, it's just like it's always somebody's fault, and they have a real problem. Their PR problem. Look, I don't often crap on Disney for stuff, but your PR department is pretty awful. I understand Kathleen is the president of the company. I understand she's the CEO. I get it. It's hard to tell the boss to shut the fuck up. I get it. It's hard to tell Dana White is the only CEO I've ever known that tells the PR department to fuck right off, right?
yes, 100%.
But Kathleen, if you're this into PR, if you're this into the safe spaces and all this shit, then give your PR people a blanket statement to be honest. And just all they got to do is they don't even have to say it. My brother used to walk around with these little business cards that said shut up. Right. And when we would be on set and it would be, we'd be going and people would be laughing, instead of walking up to somebody and saying shh or trying to make somebody be quiet, you just hand them the card. Shut up or be quiet. Right. Those are the cards that the PR department needs to print up for directors and for Kathleen.
Yeah.
Stop. Go to your office. Go to your fancy CEO office there at Lucasfilm and stay there.
Yo, you ever play that game Taboo?
No.
They need the list of words you can't say
right
before you make them say the other word.
Be a PR person
Every time she says a word, they just hit her with a little
just
shock button.
Just a little ankle
Exactly.
like a shock collar for her
just,
ankle.
No, right in her ass. Just one cheek.
Just a vibrating
She'll be
butt
fine.
plug for her ass. Stop it.
I didn't go there. Holy.
Look,
Canceled for real.
Canceled. But look, here's the thing: is I've said it since Boba. I've been saying it since Boba. Stop talking. Your job as a director is to let your art speak for itself.
I thought there was a point too where she pulled back There was a point where she just like wasn't at panels, wasn't speaking. Remember,
I
there
don't,
was
I
a
don't know if
couple
her and
years.
I don't know if it's because her and Leslie are buddies. I
Mm,
don't know I don't know what
she
it
gotta
is.
come out and do the
Say
thing.
that shit in the back and stay there. And
Yeah.
I'm not telling a woman to get to the back of the bus. I'm not telling a woman to get in the kitchen and cook. I'm not saying stay away from man's work. No, I'm saying shut up. You are the CEO of a company. Stop talking about producing. You are no longer a producer.
Well, and it's the whole thing we said about Roddy Rod and saying how it's all killer, no
Exactly.
filler. Just shut
Shut
up.
up. Exactly. That's
Just
exactly what
shut.
I'm saying. Stop doing
You gotta
press
start letting these
conferences.
shows and trailers and PR and like promotions speak
I
for
get the
themselves.
red carpet though. Get the red
Yeah.
carpet. Do the red carpet stuff. Oh, and go with the generics. Oh, it was an honor to be a director for Star Wars. Oh, I'm so blessed to be here and that I got picked, and I'm so grateful that the show came out great and I had first choice of my cast. My cast and crew were amazing. That's the shit you say. You stay away from the story. You stay away from your past work. You stay away from all the bullshit. All killer, no filler. Just stop talking. And Kathleen, for the love of God, just go back to Palo Alto. Just go back to your office in Lucasfilm. For the fuck of God, get the hell off the road and stop doing PR. You are a piss poor conversationalist because you can't keep your foot out of your goddamn mouth. And stop letting your directors do PR. Stop letting your directors do interview. Stop coming out with behind the scenes before the show is aired. Stop letting people get their expectations up or down because you're giving interviews and saying shit like Robbie Rod that it's all killer, no filler. Stop talking. You're a director. Let your art speak for itself. Do you see Scorsese out there every time he makes a goddamn movie? No, he lets the body of work do the work.
And not for nothing, like when did she have this last thing that triggered the fandom? It's like, Kathleen, we're a week out, bro.
Dude.
We're 1 week out. Can we just chill? Like,
You were doing such a good
your
job.
job's done. Go on vacation. We'll see you next
Seriously.
week.
Go to the premiere, have a cocktail, say hi, high fives, and then leave. Stay away from the microphones. You and Leslie go get shots in the back and wait for the reaction.
This was Hollywood Reporter 4 days
talking.
ago.
Stop talking to the press, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, dude. We're so damn close, dude. That's the
Dude,
thing for me.
That's the biggest mistake. Do you hear Feige?
And you know what? They already did this. Leslie already said what she had to say about George's main characters. Like, you said it. Can we just let this shit come out?
Do you see Feige?
Yeah.
Do you see Feige coming out and talking like this? Do you see the people at Marvel, the directors for Marvel, coming out and doing this shit? No, because Marvel is so goddamn smart at telling their directors, shut up. I mean, the only one that gives secrets away and doesn't get banished is Tom Holland, because he's so goddamn cute and handsome.
Well, also he's smart as hell and he hates Hollywood. Zendaya has said that he does not like being in the spotlight, hates the interviews and the bullshit. Like, he took time away from all his social media, so he's someone in the know that gets it. Like,
it's just, dude, it's just
he's like, just let me be Spider-Man, leave me the fuck alone.
It seemed like they were on the right path for a while, man. It seemed like directors were just like Deborah Chow didn't come out and say a whole bunch. Dave Filoni and the directors for Ahsoka didn't come out and say a whole bunch. Like, just stop talking, dude. Just for the love of God,
everybody just follow Dave Filoni's word. We don't hear anything from him, and then when we do, it blows all our minds.
Exactly,
like,
dude.
Can he start training people on how to answer questions?
How does the guy from animation know how to PR better than people from live action their whole lives? Like, seriously, this guy has the least amount of experience with press, actors, and the whole Megillah, and he is the best person with it. Like, it is amazing, and it's staggering. And I don't understand why we can't just follow his lead. Just let the work speak for itself and then do a roundtable after the whole season's aired. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. I don't understand. I'm baffled because it seemed like they were on the right track for a minute and just letting the work speak for itself. But here we are the night before, 4 days before, and they're back on the red carpet going nuts. Dude, honestly, I I don't think that's it, man. I really don't. I mean, I know there's no such thing as bad press. I don't think that's it. But their marketing is just trash and they need to just stop doing press as a whole. Just let the actors come out and say what a wonderful experience and the director was great and all of this. Just enough is enough, man. Just let it go and just let the body of work speak for itself, and then do some after the series has aired interviews and stuff if you want to talk about it like that. But Robbie Rod taught us you can't obviously you can't let directors talk because they put expectations in the fandom and then the fans are disappointed and then they come on YouTube and shit on the product and then it's this vicious cycle. So if you just stop letting those people talk about it, yeah, it's all marketing, but it's garbage. It's PR, yes, PR is PR, bad is bad, but it's just bad for the conversation. Right? It's a bad narrative and a bad precedent to set, right? And that's the biggest thing. Is it's a bad press. There's no such thing as bad PR because your name gets out there, you're trending on Twitter, the whole thing happens. I mean, right now the Acolyte is trending on Twitter. Great. But at the same time, you're doing damage because you're building people's expectations and then they're not happy. And Robbie Rod is the antithesis of this. He is the perfect example because he came out and said, my show is all killer, no filler. And to be honest, your show is all filler, hardly any killer. So let's just be honest. And they're not going to stop. But what they should do if they were smart, doing what they did was brilliant, bringing in people like Hal Katan to go watch the couple episodes with Leslie and Dave and do these interviews, which was super bitchin'. I hope to have a conversation with him about his experience doing that. I think that's brilliant, but I think at the same time, you should offer an opportunity to have some of these people do, 5-minute interviews with the creators, right? Let them ask some questions that the press has no idea.
The PR they've been doing for the Acolyte's been great.
Right.
Creating behind the scenes, like the John Williams hand writing violin sheet music for her to play the theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just saying, he wrote that, and it probably isn't like any of the violin sets that he wrote for his orchestra. Well, it sounds like it was a handwritten piece.
Yeah.
Unique for her. Like, that's insanity.
Like,
you don't think she's got that shit autographed for life, bro?
Yeah, I mean, look,
a lot of people are all in on this show, and I just feel like the passion behind it with a lot of these people, it's like none of them want the fandom to react the way that we think they might react.
They not think they might. They already are, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just
to some extent, yes. But again, the reactions are not to the show; they're to the people around Star Wars who are saying the same things that they've said in the past before. So it's like, what I don't understand about the higher ups at Star Wars is like, the narratives that they're going to paint when you say certain things. Isn't the goal at a minimum to keep the fans who are ready to jump ship or have not already jumped ship in the know? Like, you want to keep them hovering here at least in anticipation. You don't want to just be like, okay, well, they're still on their same bullshit. See you later. Like,
but I think
you want people to hang out for the next great show. Like,
but I think they've learned that they're gonna come back because they can't stop clickbaiting. Right.
But I think we can all agree that we're all people who are pissed. They're all just waiting for one great Star Wars project. And when you continue to say the same shit that pisses these people off, eventually they're just not going to care about the next great Star Wars project.
Well, I mean, look, but here's the thing. As much as people talk, they're all talk, right? It's all talk. It's no action.
To a certain extent, but when you hear it over and over and over again, man, it's like they'll go watch Marvel, they'll go watch Dragons, but that's not what the end goal is for the executives at Disney. So it's confusing when they keep saying the same things.
But also,
you can say it in different ways too, which they choose still not to. They choose to use specific words.
Right. Well, and yes, they do use trigger words. Unfortunately, Kathleen and Leslie are very good at using words that trigger. The others, the people that are not their fans, let's say, and they don't.
I am really good at triggering people that are very close to me when I talk about this stuff. It's hard to talk about. You can't say shit without someone getting really like in their feelings about what is a male dominant versus a female dominant fandom. Like, you literally can't have that conversation. I'm a simpleton. If you tell me that there's a poll on Google and that shit says 51% male and 49% female, I'm going to tell you that fandom is male dominant.
Look, I mean, there is no doubt that the fandom for Star Wars is probably male dominant.
I think that is a fair assessment, and then
however,
people shouldn't say we're saying that women don't like Star Wars. We're just saying there's a
however,
lot more
the
bros.
number of
Like, if you
women
look around,
that are feeling more included in Star Wars is growing.
and that's
And,
because of what Star Wars is
and
doing
that's
now, and it's not a bad thing. Like,
well, I
in
mean,
my
it's
opinion,
because
it's growing the fandom by double. If
it's
you're bringing
because
in a
of
whole
characters,
gender that used to not give a shit,
right?
you know
Well,
what
it's
I mean? Like
characters like
back in the
Ray,
80s, 90s when it first came out.
right, right. Well, and it's characters like Ray. It's characters like
Yes.
like young Leia. It's
Mm-hmm.
characters, as much as people hate it, it's characters like Riva. Yes, I don't necessarily feel like I am not being represented, right? As a man.
And you know what's going to happen too is we're going to get other directors and other creatives that feel the same way, and they're going to be driven to get into these positions and create the stories that they want to see. So it's kind of like phases. I also reference Marvel a lot because Marvel's about to go through some shit. Like, they're following their comic lines. So they've already done all their originals. Now they're doing like the backups, the Falcon becoming Cap, all this stuff. Next thing down their timeline is the fucking Young Avengers, and that shit ain't gonna be for any of these comic fans that are watching Iron Man. So it's like,
Well, but that's why they're
hold on to your butts.
that's why they're jumping into Secret War or
Yeah.
Secret
So I
Wars
feel
and
like,
Iron Wars and doing more of the Iron Man coming back, because that's the stuff that hits,
yeah,
just like the OT trilogy shit,
and we're
right?
supposed to get projects from all the eras. So like, there's gonna be one during Dawn. There's gonna be a thing for Old Republic. Like, there's gonna be multiple timelines that people in the fandom are gonna get to spread out to, I believe, eventually.
But look, I mean, to be honest, and we have all experienced hate in our own right in many different ways, but you say you have no problem with the recognizing it's male dominated. My problem with the quote is that it was used to explain the hate, as if males are inherently that way. That is not how I read that. I read
Saying
that
like misogyny, the misogyny quotes.
I read that like it's a very male dominated. And you know what? If you want to have a real conversation, go talk to Star Wars Meg about his, and go talk about her journey in the fandom and the long road she's taken in getting hate for being a female fan back when. If you really want to open that conversation up, go talk to a woman who has been a content creator in here in the Star Wars space, and talk about her journey, because it hasn't been rainbows and puppy dogs. I can tell you that much after watching some streams and hearing the hate. So this is an accurate statement. They look, they, like Scotty and I were just talking about, they use words that are very triggering, right? Kathleen is a master of using words that are triggering.
You can say male dominant without all the extra.
But just because it's a male dominated fandom doesn't mean that we hate female characters. It just means that there are, I mean, Leia from the OT, great character, loved the character, one of the best characters, one of the best female characters, in my opinion, of all time, right? Strong female character that stuck it to the men and that ran alongside him, right? The
That's
problem
it for me when people generalize. I hate when people do that.
the problem is that people come out and say, well, because you say it male dominated and that they hate women. Well, you got to understand, these in particular, Kathleen has been listening to, yes, she probably does have an agenda as a CEO. And as a CEO, she sees a money-making opportunity in trying to get a base of the fandom that was not large into Star Wars. And how have they been doing that? Little Leia, they've got Jen Erso, they've got Rey, they've got a bunch of female-dominated characters.
Mhm.
And Rey's a Mary Sue. Well, I'm going to give you a hot take. Guess what? Luke's a Mary Sue.
Don't go there.
I go there all the time.
I ain't got enough time for that.
If Rey is a Mary Sue, then Luke is a Mary Sue, and that's where I live. So
Listen, they're all superheroes, and there's a little Mary Sue in all of them. I'll be honest.
and look, there are pieces of the fandom that outright hate women. Sure, there's pieces of the female fandom, I'm sure, that outright hate men. But that
There's
doesn't mean-
annoying ass people on both sides of that. So I
both sides of
understand
the
the hate.
argument. When you go to the polar extremes, of course you're going to find what you're looking for. But if you live in the middle, and with what I saw at Star Wars Celebration, what I saw at Star Wars After Dark, were not people walking up to people dressed like Kylo Ren or like any of the little girls dressed like Rey and shitting on them. No, it
You
was
cosplayed as the worst character ever, bro. What's
it
your
was
deal?
yeah. I mean, that's literally what
Could you
I was-
imagine some
that's
asshole
literally
walking up
what
to
I
you
was
at a con like
thinking.
that?
It's some arguments, is some conversations. Your costume. No, it was nothing but sums up. Hey, that's adorable. Great costume. Good job. Whatever. It was nothing but pleasure. And so when we got to remember as we come here to this space, this is where the hate breeds. This is where the hate breathes. The oxygen in this space breeds hate. And so you're getting both sides of the extreme. You're getting the super shills that nothing's bad and that the other side sucks, and you're getting the Disney Star Wars sucks. Kathleen's a cunt. Oh, I said the wrong word. Kathleen's a bitch, and all of a sudden everything is awful,
You're
right?
part Aussie, you can say it.
But really, the truth of the matter is most of the fandom lives right here in the middle, and most of the fandom doesn't live with that much hate in their heart, and so that's why we continue to especially here to invite the criticism. I invite you, but bring receipts. Don't come here with some weak ass argument. Come here with receipts. Come here with documentation of your argument. Don't just come in here and say, well, they suck and this and that and the sequels in Disney, it's not Lucasfilm, because I got receipts on all that shit. So please, I invite you. This is a safe space to air your grievances. But remember, this isn't a place of hate.
Can I have a hot take for 1 second?
You can take whatever you
I
want.
feel like there's and call me crazy, chat, but I feel like there's enough Star Wars content out there nowadays that everybody could quote unquote be happy with. Like, if you stopped watching anything new right now, never watched, they never create another show, another movie, another anything. I think there's enough Star Wars out there for everyone to be happy.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you got to just stick to what you like and what you don't like. I subscribe to the Kevin Smith shill of it all, bro. That dude talks about nothing that he dislikes because no one wants to listen to that shit. Like, I'm sorry. People that like listening to the fucking people who don't like stuff, I'll never get that. I can watch a little bit of it, but if it's every single goddamn video, like, that's all you do. You just talk about shit you don't like.
Look, I mean, I'm look, and with all of this new Star Wars that comes out, and I go back to we're back to this misogyny or this you know, the force is male or the force is female, and you know, the male
That statement
fandom
shouldn't trigger people either, bro.
the
You're soft as
fandom
fuck
is
if that triggers you.
misogynistic, but ultimately Rey's journey and Luke's journeys were parallel. Sabine's journey is right up there with other characters we've seen along the way. Grown ass people that learn to use.
I tried the
Force.
line there. My line, I get real close to the line with the Sabine stuff.
Sabine is-
real close to the
Sabine-
line with the Sabine stuff.
Sabine and to me, Sabine and Savage are no different.
I'm gonna need a little bit more of the Ahsoka
Um,
Sabine of it all, though, to really dig into it. That was
Well,
hard.
I have a
They didn't really
theory.
give us much.
I have a theory. I'm gonna try to get my theory in my video out, but I think that we have misinterpreted a couple of scenes in Ahsoka that give us the wrong impression of Sabine's journey.
It's possible.
And so I'm going to try to break those down in a video if I can bring myself to do it. Because I got a stack.
It.
I got a stack of video ideas everywhere that just need to get made. But ultimately, look, this whole logic of creating strong female characters, this whole logic of Kathleen and Leslie being the enemy, this whole idea that there is an enemy is just foolish. You're a fan, enjoy your fandom. But again, it comes down to the click. It comes down to the views. And a lot of people make a lot of extra money by their views. And negativity flows further than the positivity. And this is just the way it is. So, you know, enjoy what you can out of it if you can. I am a easy mark in that regard because I don't try to find the negativity in Star Wars. I think it's fun and I enjoy it. and stuff like this, breaking down trailers, trying to figure out the puzzle that Dave and Leslie went on during this thing is the fun of it.
Dude, there is a lot of shit in there that you brought up tonight that I was like not even thinking about. And usually I'm like the think about all the shit I should possibly
I
think
only
about.
watched them really once or twice through, you know. So
Yeah, that's why I love doing this stuff, because you are sometimes on a completely different wavelength from me.
yeah,
It's it's
I like it's
cool.
funny because I tell my girlfriend all the time I should be the kind of person that watches movies and shit first to find the mistakes, because I always find them.
Mhm.
Like always, if there's something that shouldn't be there, if there's a
Yeah.
Starbucks cup in the background of a scene or whatever, I always seem to find that stuff. And I don't know if it's my ADHD, my OCD, my ADD. It's one of the DDs. But I always seem to find that stuff, and you know, it's fun for me. I enjoy dissecting things like that, and you know, this I'm really looking forward to Acolyte, only because we're finally getting what the fandom has been barking for a decade, and they finally put us somewhere outside of the Skywalker trilogy, the Skywalker saga, and now we're going to get to see something, you know, of the likes we've never seen before. And it's funny, you know, my social media feed, my algorithm right now is stuck on the ancient Sumerians.
Mhm. Okay.
And there is a
Aliens and shit, right?
yeah. And so this I guess the Sumerian texts talk about or the stories in Egypt and all these places talk about you know, these creatures coming from the stars or coming from the sky and stuff like that. And so yeah, I think it might be Billy Carson, I'm not sure.
Bro, why are there hieroglyphs with dudes with domes on their head?
Right. Okay. So one of the ongoing theories that I've been hearing a lot in my feed, and I don't know if the two algorithms are coalescing. Right? I don't know if it's because they're parallel or
Weird ass rabbit hole you're going down.
they're like inverted and running with each other. I don't know, but there is apparently George Lucas actually stole the story of Star Wars from the ancient Sumerian stories, and that the galaxy far, far away is actually a star cluster that we know, and that those aliens came here escaping a star war,
Okay.
and that story is somewhat legit from the perspective of conspiracy theories. So yeah, interesting stuff, man. That George, you know, that these stories are so similar in that there was a Star War and people came here to escape that persecution, and it's really interesting.
Dude, the Terrence Howard shit, like
Yeah, there's
we
so
can do a
many,
whole stream on that if you want to.
dude,
We can get Q in here too.
I can go full crazy on conspiracy
Hell yeah.
theories. Dude, I have a crazy conspiracy theory that'll probably get me banned from all social medias, and it has to do with JFK, and I can't.
I was gonna say something about the Sumerians now too, and I forgot.
Oh, dude,
Because we were going
I
on.
love.
I just like I'm 39 years old, and I just found out the other day that like the story of Troy, or like the original text for Troy, whoever wrote about that, like Troy was not discovered by anybody until this text describing where it could be was read by somebody, and they literally went and found the shit. So the ancient history and like the ancient aliens shit, like we could literally still discover stuff like that.
Well, and we're going completely off book for a couple minutes, but
That's fine with me.
if you watch Rogan's podcast, Rogan brings in all kinds of crazy people that
love that it's back on YouTube.
And
thanks, bro.
And he brings in these people like Billy, or like these alien friends that have been at Area 51 and stuff, and seeing crazy shit. And you know, the Upper Dryas, the Ice Age and the flood, and the fact that, you know, Egypt, the pyramids and the Sphinx show erosion marks,
extinction events that
that the civilization before the Upper Dryas, before the Ice Age, before the flood, essentially, before the Ice Age, before the flood, because the ice melted and flood and all that, is that the civilization before us was really advanced and only some of that civilization survived, and that's why we don't have the same kind of technology that the ancients basically had. So like if you're, for me, I'm a Stargate fan. I got into Star Trek a little bit. Star Wars has always been really close to my heart, but I'm a really big Stargate fan. And the idea of an ancient civilization that came before us and laid the framework, that really lives with me, and that always has really lived with me. And so all of these, the entire history of our people as a second, are we a second coming of Martians? Is that why Mars is the way it is? Because we destroyed that place and now we're here. Yeah. SG-1, Atlantis,
Bro,
Destiny,
Raw.
all of
I
it.
got nightmares because of Raw.
I've got, dude, I know them all. I know the whole from
Yeah.
stem to stern. I've watched it all
Bro,
multiple times.
literally anytime there's a villain with blacked out eyes, it's so triggering. It just takes me back to like core memories. That's why I'm so obsessed with like these black eyes with these villains from the High Republic.
For me, it's like Event Horizon. That's the one that got
Yes.
me, because that was the
Dude,
first
that movie's
visual. It's perfectly. That movie's terrifying. One of my friends at work was like, "Oh man, I just watched Event Horizon the other day.
Oh.
It was a great movie." I'm like, "God damn it, Morty, we're not talking about Event Horizon
Thanks,
anymore." But yeah, it's that was the first time I ever had a visualization of hell, and I was like, "Oh, that's terrifying." But yeah, man, I tell you, it has been happy belated birthday, by the way.
Yeah, man. Officially at 39.
Officially,
I kind of mentioned it.
But yeah, man,
We're trying to monetize before 40, so if you know where my channel is,
no, I mean that's the goal.
I'm trying to set realistic goals. I got a year, bro. Like if I don't do it, I'm not trying hard enough.
But that's just it. You gotta stream.
Yeah,
you gotta stream more. You gotta get you out there to get you going.
I think GTA is the future, honestly, but
GTA is it's a great place to put your egg.
If 6 ever comes out in my lifetime too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Stargate was a lot of mythology and science fiction, and that's the stuff that gets me. I love all that ancient Egyptian, all the mythology, anything.
Milky Way, worst candy ever.
Worst candy ever.
Bottom of the list. Fuck is nougat?
Yeah, what the fuck is nougat?
Nah, nope.
So you weren't a Three Musketeer fan then? Nah. Yeah, I mean, look, this tomorrow is you're streaming tomorrow, right? You're doing early. What are you
I'm gonna because now I know that it comes out at freaking 9. I might just watch it on stream. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Do it.
If it's what is it, an hour roughly?
It'll be 2 episodes, so probably at least an hour.
That's like starting a stream at 10.
I'm gonna guess at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes for premiere episodes.
So I want to stream weekly for the show. So it probably will be Tuesdays, and it might just turn into watch parties. Personally,
do it. I'll be there. I'll hang. So, I'm in.
Yeah, maybe we get back into that.
But yeah, I mean that's the plan. Is tomorrow. Watch it at what 6 or something like that.
I guess it's 9 p.m. Eastern. It would be 6 your time. So at a minimum, I'll be on stream at the time that the episode probably starts.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know there's a lot of watch parties. That's why I don't
be playing GTA after.
That's why I don't really do a lot of watch parties, is because there's a lot of people doing them, but I don't think Sheev's doing one. I don't think any of us are really doing them. So yeah, I mean, I think everybody will be hanging out on your stream, watching, because the only other one I know is Muscles.
Yeah, I don't really, it's tough for me because I'm gonna be talking, guys. I'm gonna be talking. I'm not gonna just be fucking
during the stream. That's the whole reason they're there.
Yeah, I get a little lost in sauce when people are feels like they're waiting for the episode to end to say things. So that's not really my style.
Well, that's just it. I think you see here's another one. The Star Wars Acolyte to destroy Star Wars for good. Disney is okay with it.
Oh, wait till Dawn of the Jedi and the Force was created in ways people don't like.
What could have been the Acolyte?
Shit hasn't even come out yet.
It hasn't even come out yet, dude. Oh, this is what I'm getting.
Someone's not getting invited to the next screeners.
I'm telling you, dude. There's so much.
Pull out your golden ticket. Take out your golden ticket.
What I'm the Acolyte actor mocked by Star Wars fan.
Well,
says Anakin destroyed Death Star.
Can we talk
Harrison
about
Ford
that?
also
Because
said about Force, he didn't know shit about Force Ghosts, and he's been in Star Wars for 150 years.
but wait though. Did that guy tweet at least that he fucked up? Did he tweet at least that he
Honestly, I
knows?
don't remember.
Because he needs to do that. He needs to recover from that one. There's no going back. It's clipped. Like people clip that, dude.
I mean, look, but I mean, he's allowed to make a mistake. And you know what? I mean, hold on.
I gotta.
Hold on. Who is to say that Anakin throwing the Emperor down the exhaust shaft didn't help the explosion?
The guy in the movie that blew up the Death Star was about 26 years old. Anakin, when he was piloting in the Clone Wars, was 10, bro.
So,
like, come on, they were different ages. He was a grown ass man.
Technically,
Jesus was a grown ass man.
I mean,
He had a beard.
If you really want to get technical about it, Lando
I like to picture my
Calrissian
Anakin
blew
with a
up the
tuxedo
Death Star the
t-shirt.
second time. I mean, if you really want to get technical, Lando Calrissian and Wedge destroyed the second Death Star. I mean,
Listen, we all know what he was
technically-
saying, and we all know what he said, and we all know what he meant, but he still said it.
he still said it and he fucked up. But I'm just
He
saying,
still got that clipped on the internet forever
technically,
by
Luke
one of the
didn't even
biggest
blow-
YouTube channels on the planet. So he might want to fix that sometime.
Luke didn't blow up the second Death Star. I'm just saying. I mean,
oh shit! Now we're gonna be here all night.
no, okay, look. Annie is not a Mary Sue. Okay, I'm sorry. He was a little boy.
He was the chosen one.
He was a
This
little boy.
goddamn zero BBY.
He was a little boy. He was just a little boy.
But yeah, man. Look, I'm just saying, Anakin could have helped the Death Star explode by throwing the Emperor down the exhaust shaft. I'm just saying.
We know, but
We know what he meant. We know he said he fucked up.
that's a whoopsies.
But yeah, that's the big oopsies.
That's a big
And again, why wasn't there a PR department person with a buzzer going "Bah, wrong"?
Who is sitting next to
Strike
him? Just slap him one time. Like,
Seriously,
come on.
anybody, spitball on him, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, look,
Classic.
it's
They're all like, better you than me, bro.
exactly. Everybody's like,
Twitter's all after you now. I'm safe. I can do whatever I want for the rest of the whole 8 episodes.
Hit up on Twitter. You dumb.
do you think when they got off the interview, when they were done off camera, that everybody was
It's like, you dumb mother.
Bro, go delete your social medias right now. Just disable that shit for
Just
8 weeks.
turn everything off? You're banned. You're banished. They weren't going to kill your character till episode 4. You're now dead in episode 1. They just did a re-edit.
Rewrites
They
incoming.
just re-edited the
The day
whole thing. You're
before.
dead. You're dead immediately. Okay, that way you can't talk about it
fuck.
anymore. It's just, I mean, look, it's just, to me, it's just comedy.
Yo, they did say, hey, hold up. She did say that she handpicked everybody. And she did say she wanted some people that didn't know Star Wars. Maybe she handpicked this guy because he didn't know Star Wars and they're just going to kill him off anyways.
I hope so. Okay, let's see. Acolyte trailer breakdown and reaction. The Phantom Menace plot holes you didn't know were there.
Oh, shit.
That's a good one.
Oh, shit.
Let's see what else.
150 years before the plot holes could even
Right.
exist. I didn't know
Exactly,
they
dude.
existed already.
The limit does not exist. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just scrolling through YouTube right now. If I go through Twitter,
Anybody excited? Anybody saying anything good?
what the fuck are they talking about? Star Wars Acolyte actors embarrassment. Everyone hates the Acolyte, and that's a good thing. Rest in peace, Star Wars.
Somebody clip that, please. Anything positive, and he just drops that the worst one ever on me. Thanks.
Kathleen Kennedy hates Star Wars fans. The Acolyte is a giant turd.
Fuck.
I'm just reading titles. I'm not even saying who it is or anything.
Oh my god, dude!
Let's see.
You need a better feed. That's what I've discovered.
First
You need a better
reaction,
feed.
Star Wars Acolyte are surprisingly strong. That's from the John Campea show.
And it has been. I'm some people I guess have seen the first 4 episodes.
Did Campea get invited to that?
I think they've shown no. I don't think he gets invited to stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm just scrolling.
Nor
Oh,
does he care.
Lucasfilm already blames fans for the Acolyte failure.
And that's a spin on what Kathleen said. 100%.
Click here to hear more.
Yeah.
Acolyte first review and trailer. Okay, so that's Meg, so that's kind of probably positive. The truth about Acolyte finally revealed. They just changed A New Hope forever.
I think we may have hit the nail on the head with some of the stuff. We went all over the place.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think that there's a lot of truth to what you were saying. especially with
I
the
mean,
visions.
yeah, we'll see, man. I'm eager to see. I like being strong. I like being wrong. To be honest,
Mhm.
I enjoy. Uh, I enjoy not being right a lot.
Dude, like the things that got me hype is murder mystery inspired by Kill Bill and Frozen. Like,
Well, and two of the movies I absolutely love.
right,
Like
two amazing films.
Kill Bill is probably one of my favorite
Hell yeah,
masterpieces of
Kill Bill.
art, and Tarantino is a goddamn genius.
I wonder if it's gonna be Kill Bill in the sense that like they figure out who it is and why before they get to him.
I
You know what I mean? Like
can't-
they all know eventually that it's Beatrix Kiddo. I
yeah,
wonder if they're all gonna be like, shit, it is her, and shit,
right.
like she was really strong in the Force. I remember her.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens. I'm excited because it's more Star Wars content and it's exactly what the fans have been clamoring for.
Mhm.
And to me, that's a positive. I can't imagine why people are so down on it considering they haven't seen a frame.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I feel like sometimes I live such a busy life that I don't like I miss all that leading up to
Yeah.
shows, and I'm kind of grateful for it.
Acolyte first
sometimes.
review redefines Star Wars on Disney Plus.
I've heard that. I've heard that people, not for nothing, really enjoy how the show was created, the choreography, the special effects. So there's no like production value from what I've heard that's bringing the show down. It is really going to come up to the story and the acting. I think.
I hope people are a little more open-minded than the poo on the internet. I hope more people watch it. I hope it gets a good I mean, to
I
be
feel for
honest,
you.
me?
No, okay. She said her kid
Oh.
dressed up as Elsa 3 years in a row.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be a snowman.
But yeah, I mean, look, to me, I'm excited. It's lightsabers and new characters, and it's giving us exactly what the fandom's been bellowing for for a year, or for 10 years. People have been saying this, so I'm excited. It's been a long time coming. We were all kind of hoping this was going to be rated R. It doesn't seem like it's going to be, but it does seem like it's going to be on the darker side of the coin.
Dude, I'm so excited for this Vernestra Rowe character. I hope that she is like really, really involved in the investigation. It's Rebecca Henderson, who was one of the stars of the Russian Dolls. So she was put into this specific role because she's literally going to be the most prominent Jedi that we see within the show. And I just hope that she comes with like a sort of like bravado, like Qui-Gon, like respected among everybody. She is the Anakin of that time, and I need to feel it. She's 116 years old. You can imagine if Anakin, youngest Jedi Knight, was able to outlive all of his predecessors.
Mhm.
Like, she is gonna come with a lot of like weight to her character.
Right.
I hope that we feel what she's saying and everything she says. I'm getting myself way too hyped up for specific characters, so that might be where the show gets some demerits for me if they're not credited enough.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Again, I don't offer my complete opinion about a show until it's done. On the week by week, we'll do breakdowns, we'll do analysis, we'll check them out and go over it. But I don't offer positives or negatives until the end, and then I'm willing to talk about what I found that was negative. But ultimately, I mean, so far, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good things to take from it, and the twin storyline being explored throughout their entire life is what I'm pretty hyped about.
I just like that it's something new. It's something new. It's something fun. It's something different.
Dude, and I thought these trailers were straightforward as hell until you broke the shit down with me. And now I'm like, I don't know what is what, which kind of is good because now my expectations are kind of all over the place. When at first I was like, oh, this is clearly the sister who's mad. The other sister got taken and now she's just on a revenge plot. But it could be her in disguise. And I'm like, what the
It could be her in disguise. It could be a schizophrenic kind of thing too.
Right. Like
yeah. What if the person in the mask is actually like the Tyler Durden? Like she's the only one that sees that person, but really it's her in the mask and she's watching herself. Like if Leslie would have said this is like Kill Bill, Frozen, and Fight Club, I would have gone right there. But
bro, and if that moment
if she left out the Fight Club stuff, like I'm gonna trip my balls. Like if she made this like a Kill Bill, Fight Club, Frozen, I'm in, bro.
Okay,
Like
bro. So
that's where she might have checkmated all of the fandom. And I'm sorry, this is my last one.
Ben Shapiro. As if Star Wars couldn't get any worse.
now I'm really soft. I was hyped. Now I'm really soft.
Like I said,
I don't remember what I was even going to say.
that-
No,
that-
hold on. Mind blowing thing. Hold on before I forget.
yeah, hit it.
Because you were talking about that. You broke that shit down and like slowed it down when she catches the saber and they see the glimpsed image. What if that's her moment where she's like, I am Tyler Durden.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm hoping for is that like
She pulls that
is-
saber to herself, and
that
then that's when she's like, "It's been me the whole time."
yeah, like it like the
What?
whole time
I'm there.
she's Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, and then but she sees it maybe in her dreams, and that's why it's freaking her out, and it's really her. If she's Tyler Durden, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm just saying. If
Me
she's Tyler
too.
Durden,
God
I'm gonna
damn.
lose my shit, bro. Like that would be the most epic fuck you to the fans that are hating on it. That
Mhm.
would be the most epic fuck
The
you.
most
unheard
unheard of thing you could think of.
idea you
Right.
could have done in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Last thing before we cut the stream. Will we see Hugh Yang in this?
Oh,
Chat,
God, I
please-
hope so.
Chat, please give us a 1 if you think we're going to see a Hugh Yang in this. Give us a 2 if you think hell nah. Fuck Hugh
Bro,
Yang.
because there's flashbacks. All right. I'm all in. I'm all in on the Hugh Yang.
I think a Hugh Yang is a must.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
Yoda.
He's the glue at this point between
he's
the
Yoda and
games, the
Yaddle.
live
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, he's Yoda and Yaddle. Like he's people that should be there, or we should see a glimpse of. But
Yep.
Hugh Yang should be there in some facet, if nothing, just in the background, teaching saber building or taking a
Or
pack of
Z.
younglings.
You show
or
me
Z.
Z?
Oh, dude, if
Nah.
you show me
Either of those two.
forget about it, bro.
Either of those two. I'm
Forget
crying. I'm crying.
about it.
I'm crying on stream.
It's automatic, bro. Like, forget it. So huge hope for the droids. Hugh Yang, I think, is a must. I think that's glue between the OT and now and the post trilogy and now in Acolyte. Or Z would be cool, but I would like to see Z more in like a cameo, because I think I don't think we'll see Z because Dagon was before this time frame.
Oh yeah, dang.
So
Yeah.
so Z would be trapped. So the only one we
But
would
that's
see would
also
be
a
Hugh Yang.
back to tank. So I'm curious, man. Show
Again,
me an observatory that looked like Koba.
Yeah, well, and then on top of that, like Z should be trapped right now, right? Z should be
At some point, yeah.
for at least some
Remember how long they
point,
said they were there?
200 years. So it's gonna be 100 years before,
Definitely within this era, yeah.
but it's gonna be 100 years before potentially this
Oh,
time.
okay.
So he would already be trapped, and she would have been the only, and Centauri would have been the only one that knew. And being as the Jedi archives didn't mention him, I'm guessing she left him a secret. So, there's a lot to unpack. Missed episode 10.
Oh, they're saying because T. Davidson didn't finish the Bad Batch or Mando.
Oh, dude, there's so much good in there. You got to finish it. It's so worth it. Yeah, dude, like I said, I think Hugh Yang is a definite must. I hope that we get that kind of connecting tissue to the the Clone Wars era. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it would be even more fun if some of his memory was erased. Like he remembers all his core system, remembers a bunch of stuff, but maybe forgets who the Sith was.
75% original parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe one of those 25% is like a RAM core unit that deleted a portion of his memory specifically regarding the Acolyte. So there's a lot of opportunity in here, man. I'm really looking forward to this. It's about Andor KG. You got to get down on Andor. Andor was amazing. The quotes that were in Andor, honestly, that monologue that I can't remember his fucking name right now. The shopkeeper, the Two-Face, I can't remember his name. The lightsaber ship.
Oh, Luthen,
yes.
Luthen. Yeah.
He had an amazing monologue. There were so many great monologues. There's so much great shit in this show. Like you got to finish it, man. I'm always down for Andor. It's amazing. And like I said, this show might be the same the same as Andor season 1. It could be great. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope everybody had a good time. We've been here a couple hours. I appreciate everybody hanging out and getting in the conversation with us. We've been all over the place tonight, but I think we might actually have a little bit of insight. We'll find out tomorrow if any of our predictions were right for the first couple episodes. But yeah, man, as always, make sure you guys get over to Hawks Holocrons over on his YouTube. It's right there in his name, Scotty Hawkish. Make sure to get over there. He's doing a bunch of stuff with GTA. He's in a bunch of servers and just
We're
get
gonna be
down
a cop eventually too. So
trying to get a cop. Yep. And get over there, give him some watch hours, put that stuff on in the background while you're working. Let's help some creators get to where they're going.
355 days to monetize.
That's it. We got a year to get him monetized. So we're going to make an aggressive push to get him streaming more on his channel. Maybe when we're gaming, we'll be multi-streaming on his channel.
We're doing that
channels,
for sure.
just to get some more hype content out there to get Hawks up to his goals. As always, don't forget, go get your Matt Cave mugs over at the Matt Cave. It makes everything taste better. You yearn for that last drop of awesomeness. And as always, don't forget to get out there and spay and neuter your pets, help control the pet population. Our little furry friends are just as important to us as family. Don't forget, tell everybody in your life how you feel today. You love, you hate, you can't stand, you can't miss a moment with them. Tell them what you think today, because you never know, really never know what tomorrow might bring. Today could be your last. So make sure you just do everything you want to do today. And try to be kind to your neighbor. Enjoy Star Wars as much as you can. We are going to be really excited tomorrow. Get over to Scotty's channel tomorrow. Watch party, breakdown.
Be there
We might cry a little bit if we see some droids. You never know what's going to happen. As always, have a great night, guys. Thank you for being here. May the force be with you. And we are out of here.
Yeah.